Hello and welcome back to part 2 of our Star Rail story stream regarding whatever Evernight is doing. And her little story chapter. As I had mentioned before, I had to leave earlier than I expected. So here we are with part 2 later at night. And we're gonna jump straight into the fray.
This place was once Nestia's altar.
Ooh.
Could the golden thread be leading us to the world's deepest secret?
Why is there a connection with Nestia now? But yeah, we got Terrox's authority for Dangang. And are now trying to reach the deepest depths of Amphorius, I guess.
Is this a symbol in the shape of Amphorius?
Where is he this world before?
Naturally. How could a world enclosed within the scepter have a way of knowing what it looks like from outer space? Unless the mural isn't a drawing of Amphorius, but rather someone saw the mural and shaped the world in its image. Could that someone be Xandar? No. His concession proves that this place where Evernight is hiding must be a blind spot of the experiment. I'm afraid not even Xandar knows about the existence of this great tomb, or the secrets buried within it.
Which I find interesting, because Xander is the one responsible for administrating this experiment, and the one actually who was doing the experiment and who set it all up. So how does he not know about this part?
It's hard to tell right now, but this definitely isn't the outcome he wants to see. For something to be hidden even from him, it must either be extraordinary or unimaginably dangerous.
Or both,
This
for that
forbidden
matter.
realm remained undetectable to Xandar, and even Fine and Strike merely opened the entrance, yet Evernight can freely swim through it as she pleases. It cannot be reached by the erudition, nor can it be erased by the destruction.
And can only be accessed by the remembrance.
Be careful. What lies dormant beneath may well be Amphorius' final path. Remembrance.
Alright. Things are getting interesting. I mean, they've been getting interesting quite a lot, I'm not gonna lie. You got a lot of interesting, like, lore there so far. A lot of, like, hints on maybe also, like, future conflicts. So, yeah. What if I just go in here and do this? That's also not working out. Yeah, because I'm just killing that. But it's not helping. Actually, I'm not sure I'm supposed to solve this one. I'm actually not sure how to solve this one. I'm not seeing it. So I'm gonna waste too much time on it. I'll come back to it later.
It's endless. It feels like we're plunging into an abyss.
How does this compare to the ones you've seen before?
Are those?
Cut him off again. Wait, why is there a hand of seconds here?
The whirlpool of remembrance. Bottomless and unfathomable. Behind this mist must be Evernights' domain. Ready? Once we step inside, I'm afraid there'll be no turning back.
March 7th is surely waiting to see us again. Let's go. On the Trailblaze, no one gets left behind.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we're switching back to Black Swan.
This maze is full of memory loss.
Did she escape from Evernight though, or? Oh no.
Your voice
You did not.
sounds different from usual. I only hear a hint of curiosity. The rest is all fear. Beautiful memo keeper. I know exactly where that fear comes from. The Evernight is a mimetic entity's natural nemesis. They will swallow you whole with just a flick of my pinky finger. I am the garden's enemy. I have never denied that fact.
Okay.
I have to say, Miss Evernight, you've certainly got a unique way of protecting people. At least she's still willing to talk. Is it because I disobeyed the garden's rules? Maybe I still have a chance.
No, I don't think you do.
It's not very elegant to spy on someone's thoughts, you know? Well, before you get rid of this beautiful memo keeper, the least you could do is answer some of my questions.
Why should I do that? So you can buy more time and send a message to your companions?
And here I thought you were already watching my companions' every move.
I am. Earth's stirrings have ceased. They have defeated Terravox and are heading here as we speak.
I did not quite defeat him as we just convinced him.
Don't tell me that's part of your plan, too.
It's not, but I'll make good use of it. Fighting alone against an entire world, even I might miss something. But I know how to adapt to the circumstances. Just like right now. How I've decided to let you go. I like you, little bird. Your longing for memories remains pure. Unlike those memo snatchers. Your most precious quality is how you've yet to be tainted by the garden's dark side.
Huh.
I'll take that as a compliment. But I still don't understand why you've kidnapped me here.
Well, seeing is believing. So, why don't we take a stroll together? This ruin buried deep underground is called the Kernel in the language of erudition.
Ah,
But I gave it a friendlier name.
okay, if you know what kernel means in like in technological terms, it's like literally the heart of your operating system. So, interesting.
The heart of Amphorius. The great tomb of the Nameless Titan.
The Nameless Titan.
You'll see with your own eyes just how important the remembrance has been in this world.
The Nameless Titan, so it comes back to 13 and the 13 flame chases, which would parallel the flame chase journey in Honkai Back Third a lot more. So who's the 13th flame chaser? 13th flame chaser.
And how we will stir up the waves of oblivion to douse an eon's ambition.
You've been hiding here all this time.
That's right. Curious about how I discovered this place? It's not actually all that complicated. The road we just walked was the beginning of March 7th's journey in Amphorius.
The beginning?
Do you still remember how 3 paths are said to intertwine in Amphorius? That 3 entities, each comparable to an emanator, left their marks in this world.
Wait, are you telling me that March 7th has been interacting with Amphorius even before she got picked up by Himiko?
There's Xandar, Irontomb, and...
That's right. To this day, there have been no signs of the entity corresponding to the remembrance. The Garden of Recollection was curious about that too. So the Memo Snatchers spent an unimaginably long time chiseling out a tiny channel to peek into this world. But there was always a power in the memory zone that kept them out. And when March 7th's consciousness was seized, it was a ripple of the remembrance that protected her and sent her in here.
Can I assume, then, that this hypothetical emanator of remembrance was consistently protecting this world from the Garden's eyes until the Astral Express arrived?
That's correct. You're a smart one.
But why?
Good question.
Go see for yourself, little bird. The memories contain everything. This gate is really impressive.
These are March 7th's memories.
Didn't move at all, huh? I just got here and I'm already locked out. A journey of 1,000 miles stopped at the door? That's terrible!
Is she stuck?
Keep watching. The fun stuff is just ahead.
Warning. Object does not have access permission.
Oh,
What? Did I touch something I shouldn't have?
going to my protocols. Moving in, I'm guessing.
Execute formatting protocol.
Formatting protocol.
What's going on? Formatting?
Warning. Illegal operations detected. Warning. Illegal operations detected.
Hey! Don't just activate like that! How do I stop this thing?
Warning. 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 Operation authorized. Protocol name. Back.
Huh?
Finally, it stopped. Wait. Did you just mention his name?
Ah. That's curious.
He's barely spent any time in Amphorius and he's already famous?
You.
Is this Cyrene?
I don't know what you're saying. Let's not speak in riddles, alright? Why don't we start with an introduction? I'm March 7th, and I'm that person's companion. Sorry I accidentally ended up barging in here.
Establishing communications.
Communications? Oh, does this mean I finally get to talk to someone real? I really, really need outside help right now.
Channel established. Proceeding to encapsulate.
Whoa, wait. What? Encapsulate? Encapsulate me?
Encapsulation complete. Initiating transmission. Transmission destination. Recurrence number 33550
Huh?
336.
Huh? That's the current recurrence, right? But one of the last cycle? I'm not quite sure if it's the one right now or the one of the previous cycle. But
Huh? What's going on? My body?
The memory stopped so suddenly.
She was already lying in the abyss of fate the next time she woke up. And Orynyx was calling her mother.
Huh?
Mother?
Maybe that's just how the Titan calls all Remembrance Pathstriders. Like how they call Fuli Skyfather.
So March 7th had already brushed against the inner workings of this world at the beginning of her journey. That warning in her memories must have been the Scepter's safety protocol. But why did it mention the Trailblazer? March 7th should have entered Amphorius long before he and Dan Heng did.
And long before that eternal recurrence happened, actually.
An inexplicable contradiction, isn't it? Let's put that aside for now. The protocol didn't kill March 7th. Instead, it threw her deep into extrapolations. Over the next 97 days, the two of us, trailblazed through Amphorius as mimetic entities as she evaded the Administrator's pursuit.
It must have been a difficult and lonely journey for her.
Yes. No one could see March 7th. She didn't belong to Amphorius's memories, so she could only watch this world from the sidelines, like a transparent shadow.
Then when did you appear?
On the day that she ran out of options. March 7th tried so many things to help her companions, but the only outcome of her efforts was a few Amphorian folktales. In the end, she had only one option left. Just as she wished. I erased everything using the power of oblivion. Then I protected him and Dan Heng, and made sure that they were spared from the Memo Snatcher's clutches when they broke through the seal.
And you've been hiding in the shadows ever since, while manipulating time and colluding with Earth, all the way till now.
A journey of 1,000 miles starts with a single step. The story of the Remembrance has just begun. Why don't we step into it together? As someone qualified to walk with me, you can now take in all the secrets behind this door and witness how, in a blank space of time, another futile journey across 30 million lifetimes, was forgotten by this world.
I thought Evernight would have done something to stop us, but it's been smooth sailing the whole way through.
Is she talking about Cyrene's journey? I'm guessing it's kind of connected to Cyrene, what they're talking about now.
Are you ready? I'm going to open this door.
It's fine at all.
Absolute silence. I can't sense anything at all.
Together this could be a trap?
I know. Duck behind me if anything happens. Okay?
Let's go then.
3, 2, 1.
Warning. Object does not have access permission.
Oh. Yeah, safety protocols are next time too.
That means we're in the right place.
Though we have administrator permissions, so we should be able to access it.
Warning. Warning. Warning.
Get ready. Incoming.
Welcome back.
What?
I'll be waiting for you.
I'm guessing it's Cyrene.
Mentioned your name.
Oh, does that sound so familiar?
I'm getting a feeling of deja vu. Like the first time I opened as I've written. Thankfully, Evernight didn't take that book. Let's try using it.
Operation authorized. Protocol name.
The seal's gone. Didn't think this book would have a use here.
Okay, it's definitely got something to do with Cyrene then. This is all about Cyrene now.
Want to take some pictures? Hi. Miss me yet? I'm just messing with you. This is the first time I have met you.
Executing protocol. Format object. Formatting progress. 0.015%.
And it looks like it'll also be the last.
Something's wrong. She's not talking to us. She's not the mem you know. Could she be a Cyrene from the past?
Formatting progress. 23.815%.
Since we don't have all day, let's get started, shall we? As always, I'll read this book to you. That way it won't just be Cyrene's memories alone.
Formatting progress. 45.147%.
Who's she talking to?
Where should I start this time? Let me see. There. Shall we start with the meeting between the Helcolithist sage Midamos and the King's Aegis, Anaxa?
Formatting complete.
What? Did you hear that? She just said...
Mighty Sage and Anaxa?
This is obviously not the history we know. It might be one of the possibilities in the 30 million cycles, but... Cyrene should have died at the start of every recurrence. So why is she here? And who was she talking to? And that book she mentioned.
It's as I've written.
That's very likely. That door reacted to the book as well. Let's try copying what she did.
Accessing recurrence number 3355037.
Okay. Good. That's what I was thinking. This is our current recurrence, and the last one was like the one with final was with the 6 at the end.
Access failed. Error code Gamma 13.
That's it. As I've written is definitely connected with this great tomb.
The access failed.
There are 12 chapters in As I've Written, corresponding to the 12 demigods. Maybe the nameless recollections match these runes. Let's try linking them first.
Collect the Titan runes projected by the tomb device in the space to proceed. Some Titan runes need to be viewed from specific angles before they can align properly, and continue downloading. Some Titan runes require cleverly using other mechanics or mechanisms to adjust their pattern before they can be fully assembled and continue downloading. Okay. Yeah, I'm pressing on. This is Talent then. What are we getting from Talent then?
504. Downloaded.
As expected, the data stream flew into the crystal in the middle. It's absorbing the memories in the book in this manner.
The world never learned how Saridra rewrote the law, but I believe it was Amphorius's decisive move against destiny.
Oh.
30 million departures, 30 million shatterings, and the beginning of 30 million flame chase journeys. Fate betrayed Trebios, but she was never betrayed by humanity.
This is weird stuff.
Uplotis 405. Downloaded.
Want to take some pictures?
This youth is so desolate. What exactly is it?
Oh. Yeah. Ah. Yeah, okay. Took me a while to make click, but It's true.
You must be very familiar with the story of time now. So why don't we leave some pages for the heroes instead?
Euthea 093. Downloaded. Scopeo 365. Downloaded. Branch number 1. Archiving. Object recurrence number 335503337. Progress 13.131%.
There's a notch in the terminal that's just the right size for this book.
Branch number 1. Archived. Encapsulating encryption key.
Has it updated anything in this already?
This As I've Written book is a data terminal that has been modified by the Remembrance. It might have looked like Cyrene was reading a story, but she was actually carrying out a data transfer.
Who's on the receiving end, though?
It's probably the entity deep within this tomb. The details aren't clear yet. No wonder these facilities are reacting to it. This book is a key, but Cyrene could never have known about the truth regarding the scepter. So where did she get this key?
We in this world?
Do you remember? During her brief existence, Cyrene once encountered a certain Eon.
Yeah. So, I can only place my hopes on that childhood dream. And the god behind Orynyx that appeared in that dream.
It's no secret that Orynyx and Fuli are related. That Eon also appeared when you encountered Mem. We still don't know the role they play in Amphorius. But if Cyrene accidentally stepped onto the path of remembrance, then her sacrifice wasn't just for resetting the cycle. There was another purpose.
Encryption key encapsulation complete.
Let's keep going for now. If my hypothesis holds, then the scene we just saw will replay many more times.
Has this already actually been updated right now, though? The book is dedicated to. I don't see any updates here yet, so they probably will be put in the end. This time also try to pay attention to the updates in this 30 enemy X thing, because they only like show you what's new the first time you open it.
Hey, be careful. Evernights' eyes are everywhere. Don't get too far from me. The chronocognitive anchor will protect us.
Hello, little bug. We catch you. I also like how this looks like a data cable. Like you could liken it to like a riser cable you could use for bridging PCIe connection.
How does this compare to the ones you've seen before?
What is this? It's hard to believe. Is this still Amphorius?
I'm rather guessing this is kind of like the CPU kind of thing. The access in the
So
CPU.
many countless storage arrays. This would even rival the cyber prison of Inupis.
Look, what a magnificent sight. Even this classical world contains a futuristic palace like this. Would ID Silicii end up looking like this after a few thousand years?
Maybe.
Executing protocol. Format object. Formatting progress 0.027%.
Ah, it's always so on time. Never late at all. It's okay, I get it. It's just trying to remind me how precious time is. I want to share a story with you this time. I saw a little nymph on my way here. It was on a fallen wheat stalk, and it glowed under the sunlight. It was incredible. I forgot all my pains at that moment and just stared at it in a trance. I wonder, did every Cyrene in the past feel that the nymph was beautiful? Would they also have recorded that scene into the Eternal Saga? So, could you give me more time, please? I want to leave behind more memories for the future.
Formatting complete.
That's a big nope.
As I expected. The answer is the remembrance. An Eon appearing in her dreams, 3 paths intertwining in Amphorius, and the Garden trying to infiltrate this world at all costs. I have reasons to suspect that Fooley's gaze once swept over this world before the scepter completely fell into destruction, and that Cyrene basked in that divine gaze.
You knew what was going on, it still allowed destruction to thrive.
Humanity cannot judge eons based on our own common knowledge. The Remembrance has always been an observer of the universe, ever since their birth.
But God, you knowing about her?
That's to be expected. The various factions are only followers of their eons, and Fooley was never known to be friendly with humanity. But there's still something I don't understand. According to Black Swan, the Garden is internally fractured, and there's a party that craves the memory of an eon's fall. They would do anything to achieve that goal. Yet, I feel as though those memo snatchers didn't try to stop us at all. Instead, it feels like they were trying to cover something up.
Was getting an EOS gaze turn someone into an emanator?
Most of the time, a gaze is simply a natural phenomenon, though some Pathstriders regard it as a supreme honor. An emanator, however, must possess power granted by an eon's blessing.
There's also a thing. It has never been clarified what is like the process for an emanator to become an emanator. Is it to receive the gaze? Then that would mean the main character would be an emanator of all the paths we have been gazed upon this far. But if that's not the case, as he is putting it right now, then what actually makes an emanator? Or how do they get an eon's blessing?
I know what you're thinking. That theoretical emanator of remembrance remains a mystery. But now, I'm leaning towards the idea that what the Garden's mirror reflected was a kind of miracle that Fooley left behind.
But it's not an emanator at all. So Cyrene is 30 million sacrifices.
Yes, we're thinking the same thing. Legend says that Fooley sits in meditation in the Anasrava Pure Land, spreading the seeds of remembrance across the universe. And when the cosmos ends, all the different realms will be reborn in their garden. If this sealed-off world is also within their gaze, then it's not too big of a stretch to surmise that they need a mechanism to save these incredible amounts of memories and store them somewhere out of the erudition's sight.
Wait, are you telling me that Amphorius is a database for for Fully? That like hidden underneath all of this, Fully just like put its database right in Amphorius?
And this mechanism was previously the Time Titan and their demigod. But after Amphorius entered an endless loop...
Sorry, acted on yeah, as I've written, became the this medium.
It's that ceremonial blade.
Now, I can say with certainty, time is the page on which that eon records Amphorius. If it fades from existence, and all that it records is lost among the stars, that eon will surely direct their gaze here. And it will be a glance that spans time and space, transforming each incarnation of me into the power you shall wield to reset time. Imbuing my soul into this ceremonial blade, and creating an endless flame chase journey.
The ceremonial blade killed Cyrene at the start of every recurrence, and at the end of every journey, Cyrene's soul took the extrapolated memories stored within the blade and buried them in this great tomb. That's how the memories of Amphorius transcended the loop and were continuously stored, while the scepter had to revert its progress over and over again because of loss in its logic. Fully's blessing will not disappear as long as this process keeps going.
But if that's like we broke that process.
I knew their gaze never left. As long as I record every page of this story and tell it to you, Amphorius won't be forgotten.
Cyrene encountered the Eon's gaze and regarded them as the hope to continue her world. That's why she offered them memories over and over, even if she had to turn herself into nothingness every time. As to why she insisted on keeping her human form and offering the memories through reading a story, it might have been the only way for her to maintain her sense of humanity and leave her mark in this world, even though everything was just her wishful thinking.
Yeah, witness those memories.
Right. Based on the runes on the floor, the encryption key from earlier should be used here. There are 3 keys in total. We're 1/3 of the way through.
The city of Amber. Okay. Up to control.
I'll leave it to you.
You never say anything, but I know you're listening. Every story I've told is like a little key that opened a door in your heart, no?
The path has appeared. Go!
Nothing. Then, the sky sent down rainbows and showed the world a gentle smile.
Formatting progress 93.998%.
Looks like it's time to say goodbye again. Before I was even aware of it, this book had already recorded too many emotions. Every page has become so heavy. I've started to feel uneasy whenever I take it into my hands. Where did the very first ripples want these memories to be sent to?
Formatting progress 94.423%.
How many times has it been? It faithfully fulfills its duty, activating and formatting.
Oh yeah, okay, I'm also understanding now what entity is being formatted. Yeah, it's Cyrene that's being formatted every time to wipe the slate clean, so to say.
Never changing, like the fate of the flame chase in every cycle. If
I can only write the same ending every time I lift my pen, then is this weighty saga just an overly naive dream?
Formatting progress 96.024%. Process error. Analyzing. Process error. Analyzing.
Huh.
Really? Are you encouraging me? Thank you. I'm sorry for making you see this embarrassing side of me. Everyone's still working so hard. If I'm the only one who's crying, that wouldn't be romantic at all, would it? Thank you for listening to me all this time. So, shall we continue?
Formatting complete.
The endless cycle took its toll on her. Even Cyrene could not resist despair when faced with eternal stasis. Like Aslana, she started to wonder whether everything was futile.
But I wouldn't give up and never will be.
Indeed. But I still haven't figured out one thing. Who exactly was she talking to? I thought it was an Eon at first, but the way she talked, it didn't sound like praying to a god at all. Maybe she's talking to her imagination? A hero within? But that wouldn't explain the process error. No matter who that listener is, Cyrene's storytelling is just a data stream for the scepter. Maybe, she thought, as long as she kept tossing drift bottles into the distance, someone was bound to pick one up someday.
Accessing recurrence number 335503337.
Once again, Castor is offered her final embrace to death. And from then on, she started another lonesome watch. How wonderful would it be for someone to give her a real hug?
Oh. I was trying to think about who could the person be she's talking to.
216 downloaded.
Those is also new, the Trailblazer. Even before the Trailblazer ended. Is it something along the lines when the Trailblazer was back with the Stellaron Hunters, like before he was reawoken? That he was here? But that also wouldn't make much sense, really. For someone who has a connection with the
How does this
previous
compare to the
Trailblazer?
ones you've seen before?
Because we do know, like before we got awoken by the Stellaron, that we were working with the Stellaron Hunters before, that we were a part of them. But we have never really heard anything about that time until now. Also, thank you for the follow, Slayer Green.
The trickery that fooled the entire world.
And welcome to chat.
No matter how her identity changes, she will always end up being a pillar that stands tall for the holy city for 1,000 years.
How about you?
Want to take some pictures?
Why does Evernight say it so aggressively? Want to take some pictures?
The Hand of Zagreus. Seems like we'll need it here. Maybe the room will only be completed after the modules are inserted into the slot.
I was already know into which module the guys could go.
Cease 945 downloaded.
Midamos's road of strife once again reached its glorious and lonely end. As always.
Why do we have to fight this Strife Titan again? Do we actually have to fight it? Let's see.
Access denied.
Well,
We were denied access. Memories about strife are always so defiant and resistant.
I guess.
A fight is unavoidable. Come.
It's not like I've seen
Warning.
this thing like 1,000
Illegal
times.
operations detected. Warning. Illegal operations detected.
I choose you.
Man, the future is good.
Trust me. We can do anything.
Have some sunshine. Me.
Wilt here.
Rise and shine. Stop messing around.
Embrace a new life.
Have some fun. Till we meet again.
May death protect us!
Guide
This is
through the
already
bridge.
almost dead again.
Show me the way.
I shall remember this one.
Dispel the gloom. Restore the skies. Your time to shine. Rise and shine.
Got it.
All in all, not a bad memory.
Polemos 600. Down Eleos 252. Downloaded. Branch number 2. Archiving. Object recurrence number 335503337. Progress 31.313%.
Nice. Let's go encapsulate the encryption key.
Branch number 2 archived. Encapsulating encryption key.
I've been wondering, could all the memories we've encountered on the way be Evernights' traps? She
Maybe.
still hasn't shown herself. That's very suspicious.
I mean, she's also busy with Black Swan right now, so...
But I can't think of a good reason for her to do that. I can only surmise that she's either still waiting, or someone's holding her back.
Encryption key encapsulation complete.
Let's keep observing. Every ripple of these memories could potentially reveal to us Evernights' true goal. Let's go back and use the encryption key to open a new path.
I mean, the goal is kind of just like saving you, but hey, like protecting you, to be more precise.
Want to take some pictures?
Just in a weird, twisted way.
Nothing's changed, huh?
Go upload the encryption key, just like last time.
What could be behind this door? Glittering crystals? Or a beautiful world I've never seen before? If I tell you all the stories of tomorrow, will I be able to finally welcome the Deliverer and Emphorius' dawn in the next life?
The third encryption key belongs to the ocean. Let's get going.
This might be more my thing.
No memories appeared this time.
Was the bug about to drown?
It's a huge fan. Use the chrono vessel over there to stop it.
Returned to the ocean, her home where there was nothing left. For the sake of the future, she guarded the vortex at the end of the deep sea until the very last moment.
I mean, going there doesn't help me, so... Why is that mechanism even here?
Look,
It really didn't do anything.
she's over there. Cyrene. There really is no end to her perseverance.
Once again, the saga comes to an end. Everything is deathly silent, just like this very moment. It's another cycle of new beginnings, and another familiar reunion. Now that I look back, there was a period when I got really sentimental. I was so anxious, trying to find as many different memories as possible, hoping to bring some change to this unchanging destiny, and find the way out of this maze. But I won't do that anymore now.
Formatting progress 73.998%. Process error. Analyzing. Formatting progress 75.012%. Process error. Analyzing.
No need to feel sorry for me, good friend. If there are no new blank spaces, how can a saga continue? I'm actually really lucky, you know? During the long years I've spent waiting for the Deliverer, I've always had you here as an audience. Look at these memories I brought to you. They once existed, once sparkled under the sun. And now I can see through your eyes that they are still shining bright. Isn't that already enough? Now, I can rest in peace in the past. As for when tomorrow will come, I'll have to ask the next Cyrene to continue our watch.
Formatting complete.
Her transformation is painful to watch.
There it is, indeed.
Cyrene was always there during the 30 million recurrences. She recorded the flame chase journey in her own way on the reverse side of this world, depositing all the memories in this place. I'm increasingly certain that her audience and companion isn't some figurative entity. The deepest ruin in Amphorius. At the great tomb where the pasts of all worlds are buried. Who exactly is its master?
That's what we're about to discover, I'm guessing.
Recurrence number 335503337.
Anaxagoras once again completed the proof with his life. His answer was so complete. All he was missing was a last variable from beyond the sky.
Schema 720. Downloaded.
Also, like, we at least get like a name to all of these like codes finally. I just hope they also get it recorded in as I've written, because I'm not gonna remember
How does
which
this
code
compare
belongs
to
to
the
which
ones
character.
you've seen before?
world-bearing. This divine authority is so heavy that I do not know how I can even tell its story.
I mean, we've already witnessed it, for the most part.
Nikos 496 downloaded.
Do you see downloading sequences are a lot simpler this time around?
Romance. In warm gold, forged the long stair.
The rune is on the fan. We need to use the chrono vessel to stop it first.
I want to Serena to say for the first.
Carlos 618 downloaded. Aporia 432 downloaded. Branch number 3 archiving. Object recurrence number 335503337. Progress 13.131%.
Wait, the progress decreased. It increased before, but why is it decreasing now? Huh.
Want to take some pictures?
That's the last encryption key. Take it with you.
Branch number 3 archived. Encapsulating encryption key. Encryption key encapsulation complete.
It's time to go back and activate the system in the middle of the Great Tomb.
Let's see where this leads us.
The third encryption key. And the final piece of the puzzle. I pray that you can dispel all the mysteries and lead us into the deepest bowels of this world.
Someone once told the very first me that everything was false. That the only life in Amphorius was a great catastrophe, nurtured using the world as a factor. But how could a dream feel so real? That's why I didn't agree with him.
Probably referring to like Legacy?
My good friend, I'll read this book to you. For the 33,550,335th time.
The eternal recurrence before we got into this.
That way, it won't just be Cyrene's memories alone.
Formatting progress 23.815%. Process error. Analyzing.
It doesn't even make me feel cold anymore. It's like a ceremonial conclusion, ending every cycle's narration with a full stop. Then, there will be a new me, returning here with new memories. Before I knew it, this palace we built together was no longer a dream that Cyrene alone indulged in. It's now a saga, composed by you, me, and all the flame chasers. It's our weak but endless prayer for tomorrow. There will come a day when someone turns over this nearly eternal page and awakens all the dust-covered memories, so they can be recalled by the world in a more beautiful form.
Process error. Analyzing.
I'll read, and you'll listen, like how flowers always bloom, then wither.
Why are we seeing so many Serene corpses all around?
I shall welcome my own decay, becoming nourishment for the next flower's bud. And you shall continue to wait here, protecting this garden of memories. That way, when the Deliverer arrives, the first thing they'll see is an endless sea of flowers. And our stories will be lying silently among the flowers, like every ripple of remembrance. And they shall become the epic known as I've written.
The texture of memories is preserved in countless pillars. She gave everything to record all the forgotten recurrences across 30 million cycles.
It's watching it in a world of all the past.
All right. Let's not make things so gloomy. The very first Ripple cheered up her friend like this before she set off. It's a sentence full of blessings, so I want to say it to you as well. Come on, cheer up a bit, okay? I bid farewell to this beautiful world, so that we can reunite in your memories in the way I want. You will see the footprints I left behind in the ripples of past reverie. I have never had any other fate beyond this memory. So please remember me with love, like that eternal footnote in all the faded sagas. Now, open this book. I'll be waiting for you in the past.
Operation authorized. Protocol name, Illusion. Welcome to the Demiurge Matrix.
Okay. Well, I will just check the name of the area. Universal Matrix, Great Tomb of the Nameless Titan. Maybe Demiurge is Matrix. Whatever that means, but I... Why are these shields spinning?
That listener lies behind this door.
Then who is it? Each sacrifice and every sacrifice sends a heavy resolve.
She gave everything to record all the forgotten recurrences across 30 million cycles.
Did you do it? Oh, Evernights memory sprites are up there.
Look, that symbol at the end of the room.
It belongs to the 13th Titan, the unknown solitary god. The first new spore, Demiurge.
Oh, the new sport. Also, hey there, Masquerade, thank you for the follow. Hello, Evernight.
Those who are lost remain lost, while those who have met will meet again.
My date's been going good so far. What about you?
What a touching scene. The deepest place in this world is exactly the ideal location for the Trailblaze to reunite.
You're not the one we want to reunite with, Evernight. But you'd better explain everything to us. This tomb and the 13th Titan. Tell us everything you know.
You're too on edge, Don Hung. I've always been honest with the two of you. Before we talk about Amphorius's destiny, why don't we lay aside our differences and take a moment together to mourn for the cruel truth?
Truth?
So you still haven't figured it out. Take another moment to look around. Look closely. You must be curious as to where the final Titan is located, right? What a good question that is. I too am curious, because there's absolutely nothing here, except a cold, empty void.
Hmm.
You mean Cyrene was deceived?
Indeed. Fu Li planted a false hope in her heart, making her believe that she was special, and that Amphorius still had a chance. Then, that poor girl walked into the Great Tomb over and over again, and willingly offered herself to the remembrance.
Why did they do that?
Also, where did Black Swan go if they actually already ended the damages matrix together?
Did you really think they would just save this crumbling world? In the way Cyrene was praying for? Don't be naive, Memo Keeper. In this game between gods, the Remembrance chose to stand with the destruction.
Given your evident hostility towards the garden, I find it hard to take anything you say at face value.
Aren't the Memo Snatchers' activities enough evidence? They did everything they could to help Irontomb reach completion. And it wasn't just to obtain some fanciful memories. Let me tell you the real reason. Irontomb is a perfect arc. If a seed can be planted within, then the moment the Lord Ravager blows the erudition to pieces, the remembrance will be spread to every corner of the cosmos. That masterless path will be equally split between two eons. Fu Li will devour the erudition. Do you understand now? The war among eons started long ago. Fu Li did not glance this way to save Amphorius. They will drain this world dry and turn it into a most poignant and tragic poem. But fortunately, that girl's sacrifices won't be wasted. I will give her another possibility. I promised him that I would recreate the cause and effect of this world and form a flawless Amphorius. But the only way for a world that can't be turned back to be considered flawless is to burn it with a raging fire until nothing remains.
I'm not sure if I agree with you there, but okay.
You plan to destroy all the memories Cyrene has ever recorded?
That's right. I'll set fire to all the stories, all the emotions, all the futility. I'll turn the garden's conspiracy to dust. Setting fire to this much material will be enough to completely annihilate the Scepter's operating logic. Irontomb will lose the soil upon which it grows, and Amphorius will be truly set free.
The freedom you speak of is no different from destruction. Everything this world ever was will disappear from the extrapolations, never to be regained. That would also include your memories, by the way.
That's right. That's why I needed your help, little bird. The more we walked together, the more I was convinced that you have a beautiful Dharmakaya. It fits me very much.
So that's why you took me here. Your true form is a bottomless obsession.
Smart girl. You haven't disappointed me. This avatar is but a shadow cast by the candlelight. Discarding it invokes no feelings within me. What I must preserve is only my wish. My wish to kill the path of remembrance.
Huh. So beauty is not better than destruction. So this whole Amphorius thing now turned from destroying the path of erudition to now destroying the path of remembrance. Interesting.
March 7th will not find peace, as long as they and their fanatical henchmen exist. The road ahead is still long, and she needs a guardian to stand by her side. You are my best choice.
Allow me to refuse. That duty seems far too heavy.
Resistance is pointless, my darling birdie. I will personally plant myself into your heart. And once I've calmed down those two, I will head into reality and find the true you.
So, that wasn't enough to fool you.
A genius's mirror trick and a protective mechanism of the erudition. Is that right?
It was clear that Black Swan wouldn't go in this without at least some kind of protective measure.
Those layers of security do make things a little difficult.
But unfortunately, those two nameless are already right outside the door. Your plan is about to encounter a few mishaps. Until we meet again, Miss Evernight.
Yeah, that's why Black Swan's gone.
Will you still not stand with me, my companions? We'll save the beautiful cosmos, and we won't leave even a single scar behind.
Unfortunately, not really scouted.
Don't get caught up in your emotions, my dear. The hero's journey in this world is just a narrative embellished with memories. Its essence is nothing but a string of zeros and ones. For your own sake, and for the sake of March 7th, I think my choice is a very reasonable one. Come. I hold the core flame of world-bearing. Just fall asleep, and we'll save the cosmos.
If you honestly thought we would agree with you, that just proves you don't understand March 7th at all.
Seems like I really can't get along with people like you do. But in order to make sure you can still embrace tomorrow and continue this carefree journey, some memories must be set on fire as the sacrifice. What can change a person's nature? Is it memories? Unfortunately, the result is just the opposite.
What else, Dad?
If a new life is to be born, its seed has to be then. Only through abandonment and oblivion can souls walk from emptiness towards rebirth.
I choose you.
Music is nice.
Nature is great. Have some sunshine. I shall remember this warmth.
Trust me, we can do anything.
Root here. Rise and shine. Time for some sweet dreams. Again, again.
I'm just having fun listening to the music.
Embrace a new life. May death protect us!
I'm on it.
Dispel the gloom. Restore the sky.
I shall remember this moment.
Stop messing around. Your time to shine.
Life is not so fragile.
As you wish. Rise and shine.
Embrace a new life. May death protect us!
Be gone.
Root here.
Guys, rainbow would have some sunshine.
I shall remember this moment.
Treat our guest night. Don't worry. Night falls. Good night. Meet again.
Trust me.
What did they do?
Do anything.
Nature is great.
I also could impair him
Embrace a
somehow.
new life.
Not even sure what that was supposed to do.
Mavis, dispel the gloom. Restore the sky.
I shall remember this moment. May death protect us!
As you wish. Again, again. Rise and shine.
Is she being in sync?
Have some sunshine.
Breaks over.
Your time to shine.
Life is not so root here. Embrace a new life.
And bye.
It's time to end this. Return March 7th to us and end this pointless conflict.
Ja, wir sollen weiter mit das.
Don't get the wrong idea. I just need some time to deal with some unnecessary trouble. The encryption key written by those geniuses is already invalid. How about we play a game, dear? Don't worry. It won't take long. It's a simple multi-choice question. A or B? I understand it's too difficult for you to treat the Chrysos heirs as extrapolated data. Then why don't we assume for now that they're living, breathing humans? Now, the cosmos will face an unprecedented catastrophe. And your choice will determine the fate of countless planets. On the one side are companions who've weathered every storm with you. They fought with everything they've got and obtained a 1% chance of victory. However, should you choose that 1%, there will be massive sacrifices, no matter the outcome. On the other side, there's a simple button. The Oblivion will burn away all traces of their existence, as well as your entire memory of this trip. But it will also halt the brewing catastrophe and spare the universe from destruction. Those who are to be sacrificed will be fully aware of the decision you need to make. There will be no concealment or deception. Tell me, what will you choose?
Don't try to trick me with a trolley problem. Well, that makes it only 1%.
You're right. This choice is meaningless and unimportant. The only interesting thing is the number of people making that choice. I've just posed the same question to Don Hung. The answer doesn't matter. Let me see. Is this Trailblaze spirit truly as unified as you all claim it to be? Now, why don't you prove it to me?
Wait!
Cyrene?
Another damsel in distress rescue plays out again.
Still think you can do something, little pink memo sprite?
Of course she can.
What weapons do you have to stand against me? Besides your somewhat witty words?
Don't underestimate me. Besides my charm and eloquence, I can stir up ripples of past reverie.
What?
We don't have time for endless chatter at crucial moments like this.
Kindness is the greatest weakness,
Quick,
Evernight.
friend! Take this! Take the shot! I can't hold on much longer!
Okay, whatever.
Make sure you get the focus right! No time to explain, quick! Well done, friend! Now leave the rest to us.
Okay, what's happening now? How many?
This is a light cone made from someone's memories. Oh, and there's a harmony entwined with it.
Yeah, okay, I was right with harmony being part of it.
Looks like someone's been busy behind my back. We meet again, naive me.
I know you mean that as a compliment. But as for the word naive, I think I'll give you that one back.
Welcome to Ides Elysiae, a small village shrouded by the veil of Evernight. Now, this memory will also belong to you. Let's give you a taste of your own medicine. With my home as the inspiration, I've created this maze. Hope you like it, Miss Evernight.
Quite perceptive little memo sprite. But with just you and that Harmony's little birdie, thinking you could trap me? That's a bit of a stretch. So, tell me, what role did you play in all of this?
I really didn't think that this other me would be this strong. But at least when it comes to brains, I've still got the edge. My brilliant plan? Bet you never saw it coming.
Oh, you mean that time In that split second when we switched bodies, with your last flicker of consciousness, you hid yourself within the Titan's veil.
Huh? You got it already? No suspense at all. But my plan was super thought out. I know those two better than anyone. A promise is a promise for them. They never go back on their word.
History books, diaries, and photostones are all perfect catalysts for memories.
That's right. So when I hear him press the shutter, even if there's just a tiny bit of my consciousness left, I'd whoosh right into the camera.
But if you put it like that,
Oh.
you're leaving a lot to chance.
We picked up Mark's consciousness on our first trip there, where we just got into a forest and took pictures of the area randomly. Just when like Danang said, "Hey, this would be a nice place to take a picture for March 7th." So that was the purpose of that.
No way. He will definitely be snapping away all over Amphorius because he promised me to take photos. I'm guaranteed to run into him. Eventually.
True, you really know him well. Miss Evernight, let's be real. My amateur skills aren't enough to keep someone like you contained. But if March 7th were here, that would be a different story. Because there's no way for you to ignore her, right?
Fine. Lay it on me then. After going on such a long detour, what exactly do you want to do now?
First, I want to thank you for protecting him and Don Hung. But what you did later went way too far. So, while there's still time, I've got to make you change your mind.
There is something that truly puzzles me. How did you find yourself again? After giving up all your memories and becoming an empty soul.
Looks like you aren't so omnipotent or omniscient after all, huh? The answer is simple. I have been dozing inside the camera all along, and I accompanied him during his entire journey. So, when he told Cyrene in this cycle about his interstellar travels, those memories of journeying with the Express entered my mind as well. I may still be far from the complete March 7th, but these memories were more than enough to fight you.
So, you know what led up to this, and what followed, right? Go ahead. Tell me. Let's hear why you're so confident you can sway me.
Why? Isn't the reason super obvious? Even through a camera lens. I know that the love, hate, and struggles that happened in Amphorius were the same as what real living people experience.
Let's go through with that.
Same old topic. I already got him to make a choice. The weights on each side of the scale are far too unequal. When destruction looms, trying to preserve everything only means sacrificing everything.
But that means it's handing it over to the destruction regardless, so... You're not making any change with that.
Well, take a step back. Before we ask this question, have you ever really thought about it? What right do we really have to make choices for others? If the cosmos were nothing more than a bigger Akama, ruled by a so-called Imperator, maybe then she'd have the right to weigh both sides and decide for us all. But the truth is, we're just a bunch of nameless. Even with everyone calling him Deliverer, I believe that he hasn't forgotten that the meaning of Trailblaze is to explore, understand, establish, and connect. It's not about standing above the cosmos as some kind of savior. It's about walking alongside every world within it. So don't try to guilt trip me with stuff like necessary sacrifices. The Express crew is immune to these baseless accusations. Besides, and this is just an example, if Madame Herta wanted to, she could have whipped out her imaginary weapon any time and blasted this scepter to bits.
True. I would put it past behind her that you could actually do that.
Because, according to your logic, the lives of a few nameless are nothing compared to a Lord Ravager's potential threat. But that's not what she did. You wouldn't have liked it either, would you? I figured you out a long time ago. You've got a fatal flaw, a weakness, in the shape of me. You've got such incredible powers, but you still kept your promise to me. That only means the sole motivation behind everything you do was just so I can keep traveling. You're not as naive as you seem, are you? In that case, I can prove it to you. I won't answer for someone else, but for myself. Here, hold this.
Where's that jellyfish having this bubble face?
An empty spirit. If you want to seriously think about it, this thing actually counts as my body right now. Its memories are all drawn from the camera's photos. In other words, from my journey of trailblazing. While I was awake, you were always sleeping. So talking about this probably doesn't feel real to you. So, why don't I walk you through these memories all over again? The spirit turned into a journal?
Oh.
Yep, that's what memories are. You don't know where they are, and you don't know what you actually remember. But when you need them most, the forces that have once changed your soul are guaranteed to appear again.
Star Journey in Balabog. Some actually quite cute shots. Yes, Express the night before warping to the central of
So, how was your first Trailblaze journey?
It was very fun.
Yep, Balabog was fun.
We should still be careful in the future.
Oh, come on, Don Hung. We're here to celebrate for him tonight. Don't be such a buzzkill. Don't listen to him. Listen, I am practically a Trailblaze expert. Stick with me, and you'll be just fine.
You call this trip fine?
Yeah, was Balabog fine? I mean, he had a lot of troubles there, but hey.
Well, that's because we could only find 700-year-old guides online.
So, you've been to a lot of places before?
You bet. Capital of Passion, Calcis, Tychean. If I count on my hand, it looks like this is my 6th stop. All my souvenirs are in my room, but they're just a bit of a mess right now. I'll tidy up later and give you the grand tour. Oh, look at this. A Belabogian notebook. A special souvenir I asked Branya for. She prepared quite a few gifts for us. Raw Geomarrow, Supreme Guardian medals. But I only asked for this little notebook.
What's so special about it?
The previous Trailblaze missions were all on super high-tech worlds. Forget about paper books. Even holographic projections were ancient relics there.
And she wants a proper notebook for a proper diary, I'm guessing.
Eurillo is completely different. Watching people record their lives with pen and paper? I finally understood why some still cherish writing journals by hand.
It's just like calligraphy. Those deep emotions buried in human hearts can only be awakened through such seemingly thankless actions.
Donhung, you truly embody both a fierce beast and a delicate rose. Anyways, that's what I thought too. A camera can only capture fleeting moments, but stitching those moments into a story, you've got to use your own hands. In other words, just taking photos isn't enough. They need a place to be displayed.
Isn't the photo wall enough?
I told you it's different. Besides, this little notebook is a memento of our first Trailblaze together with you. That makes it even more special. Anyways, the next stop is the legendary planet of festivities, Pinnacle. So, when we get there, I'll make sure we take tons of pictures together. Until the memory card's bursting.
Wait, but before that we went to the Law of Hero. Kind of forgetting something there.
Fine by me.
And one more thing. If I'm ever too busy to get off at a stop, this camera is gonna be in your hands. I don't want to miss a single Trailblaze. So you all need to practice your photography skills until you're at least 80% as good as me. Got it?
Also, just like now thinking back, why they've always made like have such big photos on her and making like photos. This is also like really paying off right now, and it's also been like prominently like featured in, especially also in like the reveal trailer for Star Rail. Much of it has like done everything with the camera. And it's kind of paying off in this kind of way. It's actually kind of sweet.
Back then, I was only half joking. I never thought I'd actually miss out. And after just 2 stops, too.
Just skipping a lot of food there, but okay.
Those 97 days alone had me on edge. I honestly thought that was gonna be it for me. Thankfully, with my quick thinking and sharp planning, I managed to keep up with those 2. By hiding in the camera. So what? That's still trailblazing. The camera is my true form. That might have been a joke, but it came true this time. Well, yeah, it was super inconvenient. I couldn't help them when they were in danger. Couldn't complain when they talked total nonsense. And watching him snap a terrible photo, I couldn't even control the shutter. But I stuck with them all the way. Till where we are now. Together with them, I got to know this beautiful yet dying world. I claimed our first core flame on the flame chase journey. I met new companions, then bid them farewell. I inherited everyone's determination, carrying it forward into the future they fought for. One they can never see. Until my destiny becomes one with this world's, rewriting the predestined tragic ending, and returning to the true starry skies together with everyone. Only then can I pen the name March 7th. Into this hero's journey called Amphorius. Into this unprecedented trailblaze.
Sometime before the campaign against Aquila, I'm not gonna call it.
Looks like our trailblaze in Amphorius is coming to an end.
While we still have time, shall we pick out some materials from March's journal? No way we're skipping this one.
Huh? When did you take this? Wasn't the storage card full?
I still have my phone. Scared now? Don Hung, the seal head. The first seed competitor with the ghost seal in the super duper fun seal slammers.
I'm against including this photo, but suit yourself. I just think that a travel journal should mainly focus on documenting local customs and culture.
Yeah, it also should have some fun bits here and there.
Akama, Castrum Krumnos, the Grove. These shots are all pretty great. I have to say, your skills are almost on par with March's now.
That's how awesome I am. Oh, right. How about this one? The Veil of Evernight. Ornyx, the Titan lurking behind the mist. Pretty epic, right?
Is that actual mist, or just motion blur from your shaky hands?
Hey, that was a super tense moment. I only had the chance to take a quick one. We're lucky to have anything at all. Huh? Did you hear something?
March 7th? Perhaps the photo captured a trace of time's divine power, which replayed echoes from your memories.
All right then. Let's keep going. If March were here, she'd definitely have plenty of great ideas.
They went back and forth like that, discussing for hours. It was like they were arguing about which game to play. How to sneak midnight snacks from the dining car without Pom Pom noticing. Or who was gonna wash Miss Himeko's coffee cup. Just like every other night on the Express. They've always been by my side. No one knows about my forgotten past. But no one holds it against me. That's because...
We can't go back to the past and make better choices.
But at least we can do better in the future.
Isn't that right? I still remember the day when you first put on these clothes and looked in the mirror. Your eyes were so clear. When all this is over, I hope the mirror can still reflect those same eyes. You're pretty naive, too. Always hoping that the mirror will show the most beautiful side. But you don't even trust the you reflected in the mirror. And if you keep trying to shoulder everything for me, then I'll actually end up as a wallflower, waiting forever for my turn. Yes, I get it, March 7th. I only have your memories, and you have always been the me that I wanted the world to see. Just hearing those words from you makes me feel super satisfied. Well, I've appealed to your emotions. As for reasoning with logic, could you help us out here, Cyrene?
I'm here. Finally my turn to shine, isn't it? Miss Evernight, you've been so fixated on your targets that you probably haven't even realized that a massive variable has emerged in Amphorius in this cycle.
Amphorius is about to be destroyed. There's no time left for pointless debates. There is only one law I want to overturn to aid the final battle of deliverance. So I will only offer the life of one demigod.
Seridra all writing the law.
The Imperator added one extra rule to the final Era Nova at the cost of her life. That's how she can ensure Amphorius doesn't become a sacrifice in the cosmic conflict. Even if this world has to exist in the form of Irontomb, it will stand on its own among the stars, just as she had wanted.
Oh, interesting. What does she want to do?
Simple. If any anomaly occurs during the Era Nova process, all foreign elements will be eliminated immediately. Whether it's the Remembrance or the Trailblaze. And the 12 core flames will complete the final Era Nova through the purest form of destruction.
A daring wager indeed. That ruthless Imperator. Could she have already sensed that the Remembrance was plotting in the shadows?
No. You managed to fool everyone. There's no way she could have known your plan. Modifying this law was just a precaution. To prevent the Astral Express and the geniuses from betraying Amphorius after her downfall.
So her not fully trusting us, it kind of made it safer for us in the end. Like her not having complete trust in us is kind of what's saving us right now. Interesting.
But if you insist on doing this right now, then the Cosmos will undoubtedly face the worst possible outcome. My friend, Dan Heng, and March 7th will all merge with the Scepter and become a victim of the destruction.
Spam boss. Die. Thank you. Don't care. That's
You knew all along?
Yep. But I decided I needed to have a heart-to-heart with you first. I won't be afraid. Even if my inner world is nothing but an Evernight. That's because my journey's destination lies among the stars. I believe what lies ahead will be bright enough to illuminate my past.
the Titan's Whisper.
Thank you for your coddling. But please trust me and leave it to me. Both my past and that obsessive oblivion will help me become even stronger than him and Dan Heng.
I'm sorry for becoming an obstacle in your journey.
Don't apologize, Evernight. We're just two sides reflected by the same mirror, aren't we? So, when we bid farewell to our division and become one,
I'm just noticing, why does she have nails on her gloves?
our memories will only grow more beautiful.
Many thanks, Mr. Sunday. Are they in this memory zone?
Should trust them both.
Yes, but we can't let our guard down. Let's go find them. It's unusually quiet here.
March 7th isn't here.
She is. Don't worry.
Get ready. We can't give her any chance this time.
Three of a kind.
Two pair.
Ace.
Ace?
March?
Of course it's me. It's been a while.
Aw.
Welcome home, March.
I'm back.
Cute.
Finally. Finally. I can talk to you all. At last.
Don't cry or I have to start telling jokes.
How can I possibly hold back my tears at a time like this?
You protected us, March.
I had so many ideas for our reunion. I was gonna sneak up from behind you when you weren't looking, tap you both on the shoulder, and then flick you each on the head. And shout, "What took you so long to find me? Don't you know how to move faster?"
One way or another, we always find our way back to each other.
Stop being so serious. Aw. I'm just so happy.
We both know that you've been by our side this whole time. This Trailblaze journey wouldn't be complete without you.
We'll not only trailblaze into the future together and save the world, we'll also return to the Express together and head towards our next destination.
Of course we will.
After we complete this trailblaze, let's hold hands and head home together. If a new life is to be born, its seed has to be dead. March 7th. When you bid farewell to your past and are born from the six-phased ice, have you thought about the version of yourself you want to see in the mirror? As of now, I have no intention of making choices for you. You've already decided on your next destination. So, let me exercise oblivion one last time and wipe the name Pure Child of Anasrava from your mind.
Huh.
I am an obsession whose purpose it is to protect you. The only memories I have are yours. Therefore, the only one thing I can be sure of: the Garden of Recollection is your enemy. The Path of Remembrance is far more than what people observe on its surface. And I will not allow you to become this broken conspiracy's next sacrifice. If you ever need me again, feel free to awaken my power. And when the time comes, don't hesitate to devour or burn away anything that stands in your way. Then trailblaze through the darkness in my stead. As always, oblivion shall keep watch over your past. Veiled in the hush of the Evernight, silent and serene.
Finally. So the Oblivion has always been a stand-in for the Enigmata. Interesting. Very interesting.
Oh? The chronocognitive anchor readings? They actually pulled it off. Not too shabby at all. They got the first genius. Then they put the garden in its place. This chapter in trailblazing history may not be the last of its kind, but it's certainly the first of its kind.
We couldn't have made it this far without the wholehearted support of the two geniuses.
And next, we'll be facing the Lord Ravager as they break free from their shell.
You're not done yet.
Let me give you a warning. The backdoor screwy setup in the Aeronova system can only get you as far as breaching the core of the scepter, nothing more. As for those nastier malware programs lurking inside Irontomb's belly, you'll have to deal with them as they come.
That's more than enough to help us. By the way, how are Mr. Screwlum's preparations coming along?
Oh, give him a bit more time. Those screwheads at the Imperial Advisory Council need to understand what the concept of war means first. The worst case scenario would be them having already dismantled all the fortresses in Screwy's collection while he was away.
Oh, I've heard Mr. Screwlum's fleet includes planet-class mechs. Hyacinth, Poppy, Oleander. Which one will answer the call, I wonder?
Planet class Max? What the fuck? What are you talking about?
You sure know your stuff. I'd rather none of them show up and let my space station save some face.
The memory of this decisive battle is bound to be absolutely magnificent, isn't it? Sorry to keep you waiting, everyone. I also have some news to share. The Xianzhou Alliance has replied that they're willing to offer what modest support they can in the campaign against Irontomb.
The Alliance? Not just the Luofu? This is really good news. With this, our odds of victory just went up another notch.
Whether this news is good or bad remains to be seen.
What do you mean?
Something has happened that even General Jing Yuan couldn't understand. He urgently wants me to inform the two geniuses
Okay.
that Emphorius' causality has vanished from the matrix of Prescience Ultima.
Huh.
This means the instant in Noosa's calculations is drawing closer to this world.
As the Theoros, I have observed.
Okay, so something is still going on.
The night has faded away, and what I have created, I will destroy. This starry sky will return to freedom and chaos, just as it was in the beginning.
Okay, so Sander is really prepping stuff for Irontomb to get started. Okay, okay. Yeah, okay, we resolved the obstacle of Evernights, so yes, full rain again.
Confident, aren't you? But from where I stand, it seems you've run out of options. When the Deliverer and his companions fully uncover the secret of the 13th Titan, that is the moment your schemes will come to ruin.
Lord Anexagoras, I have granted access to all records concerning the Demiurge, as per your request. How unfortunate that you'll never admit your own mistakes. Analysis complete. Before I erase you completely, allow me to reveal the truth to you, if only as a courtesy to the final thinker. The Demiurge never existed.
If it never existed, then where did the nameless Titan's tomb come from?
Isn't that exactly why it's called a tomb? Because it only houses the remains of what once was. Let me give you an example from a story you're familiar with. A sage from the grove once conducted an experiment. He took a chimera embryo, removed its head before maturity, and continuously stimulated its body to make the chimera believe it still had a brain, then nurtured it in an ichor vessel. Remarkably, this chimera regrew its skull, but it was completely hollow inside. It had reserved a space for a brain it never possessed. The experiment was over. The sage had assumed the shell would perish once the stimulation ceased. Unfortunately, he was wrong.
Oh.
Driven by instincts, the Chimera's body seized the sage's head.
So that's it. I was stuck in a flawed line of thinking.
You've got it. I knew you'd understand. The 13th Titan never existed. But the Scepter must believe that the Titan exists. I killed that Titan with my own hands. That life form called Demiurge was excluded from the extrapolations from the very beginning. This is the only way to make Irontomb complete.
Okay.
Yes. Irontomb is a headless giant. And to become whole, instinct will drive it to seize another head.
And that head being News. Huh.
Noose. The erudition.
Your Titan. The Eon of Erudition. I see. So you were afraid after all. Afraid of history repeating itself. Of losing control over your creation yet again. You had to resort to turning it into a mere puppet.
I shall shackle God with my own hands. Irontomb will connect to their body, infiltrate their mind, and guide all their extrapolations toward the destruction. I hear it. The tolling of the doomsday bell. After 13 heartbeats, my first and final thesis shall converge at the end of the universe. As for why I buried the Demiurge in a corner of my memory, oh, regrettably, the answer wasn't about fear. I simply forgot, long ago. Nothing more.
Okay, maniacal laughter.
Your laughter is but a helpless sigh.
Helpless? What a joke. You merely created a false god. But Amphorius has long since written deicide into its fate. The final Era Nova is at hand. Why don't you wait and see? The Deliverer, myself, and this world will together prove that the original Newspore, the ultimate truth of the universe, is anything but destruction.
See you in the next life, Sage. If there's even a 1 in 10,000 chance your conjecture is correct.
Oh, there's that very small chance which we will make true.
Then, in the name of genius, I shall most certainly witness its failure.
All shall bid farewell to one, and that person alone will witness the miracle. Such is the will of fate. But this time, it will be the final flame chase journey. The epic with endless cycles is about to end.
The extrapolations of the erudition, the core flames of the destruction, and the textures of the remembrance. The three paths converge once again at the world's end. And the Trailblaze will write a new beginning for this world.
Not only that, we'll also carry the history of all 30 million recurrences into the new world with us. It wouldn't be an exaggeration to call it a miracle.
This miracle wasn't created by just one person. Finan would have long been consumed by the core flames if he hadn't chiseled his companion's dying wishes into his soul. And if the hero's resolve to chase the flames had wavered, Cyrene's journey would never have begun. The heroes never yielded and never fell during Amphorius' 30 million cycles. It was fate that fell instead.
Das ist eine Neverending-Saga.
I know you're watching, aren't you? The original Philia. Weird. I still couldn't recover the memories of these 30 million lives in the end. But that doesn't matter anymore, right? I will make the same choice as you, because that's just who I am, and I will always have my charm. Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, but even if everything fades away with the wind, there's one feeling that will remain. Love will always exist, right? Let's write an ending unlike any before. For this world we so deeply love.
Behold, O gods, Amphorius has achieved her victory, and the Era Nova approaches. The radiant soul has arrived, having walked through the bustling nights, bearing the golden fire and blood, stepping with pride into daylight.
Amphorius! I do not call your name suddenly, or without cause. I come here to recount history. In this world, they fused burning golden ichor into their bodies. Will destiny remember their names in days to come?
Isn't that gonna be way too many names to remember? 30 million times 1,000? No, wait. Times 1,001. Oh, let's not get hung up on that now. If there are more of us, then there will be more passages in Amphorius too. Together, let's reach the end of the west wind where flowers bloom in spring. See you tomorrow.
Is everyone getting the scene now?
Now, the people of this world will no longer be bound by a single rule, but will make their own laws. Though the Imperator's figure may seem rather small against the stars beyond, she will suffice as the cornerstone of the world and become the foundation of the greatest empire.
Looks like this will be a feast that never comes to a close. May the fish never leave the ocean, and may the days ahead shine like pearls.
May the gentle sky watch over all beings. There'll be no more distinctions of status or rank. Only you, me, and everyone's shared hopes.
Reason or defects, They will all be sewn by my own hands. If there's anything else to say, I urge future scholars not to put me on a pedestal. Just make use of what I leave behind.
May the newborn dawn keep the world's eyes ever bright. Their defiance may be bitter. Romance shall never perish.
So sweet.
In the name of the son of Gorgo, warriors shall fight for strife, not with glory as their end, but to march forward in its light.
Even though death shall eventually separate us, let every embrace we share be without regret.
Why are you guys all so serious?
Fine. Then I'll wish for there always to be water in deserts, and gold in fertile soil, and for everything in this mortal realm to be attainable through trickery.
That's such a sweet moment. Not gonna lie.
Earth shall protect the past, present, and future, eternally sustaining life.
Is it my turn? Then let time watch over the past and guide us to the future.
Just like the Trailblaze. It isn't like you to be this serious, partner. Are you hesitating about how to carry out the divine authority of world-bearing? Or do you already know the answer in your heart?
I think at this point we do already know the answer.
That's right. Just keep moving forward. In your own way. Bring a true dawn to Amphorius. Then, in the name of world-bearing, I promise you, Cathali will never forget this. And now, let us all embark on this final grand journey. Stand with me and become heroes.
Turn over this nearly eternal page.
Let the Trailblaze rise ending unlike any other loss.
Ooh, you're getting a glimpse at this arena.
In the legend's ending, the world was pure chaos. Then the gods cast down the core flames, and the titans were born within. The destruction's black tide fell to the ground as Doomsday's distant reckoning resounded. Yet still, there were giants who chased the flames, leading the way in the grand undertaking of Trailblaze. Flow, golden blood, flow. Converge into a boiling river that flows across the divine inscriptions of this world. Aglaya, the chrysalis of gold, you must caress the holy city's web and hearken to the sounds of the stars. There shall be the three-faced goddess traversing through myriad passages, bearing tidings to you from the universe. An Exagoras of reason has enough knowledge to refute the world and to stir up a torrent capable of enlightening all. Go seek the holy maiden who severs dawn from dusk, and let the sky become the slumbering cot from which she wakes. Make him return, mighty-most the Lancer Fury. Pierce the enemy's king with Kremnos' heroic souls. Set her at rest, cipher out the coin of whimsy. Command the frozen fate to once again flow. And that hand of shadow Castress, the master of the River of Souls. She has been granted the right to embrace and warm new life, now blossoms at her fingertips. You will hear the chalice of plenty reverberating through eternity. You will see the Vale of Evernights visited before the break of dawn. Until the journey's end, when all beings reach the end of the earth. And the nameless new king ascends the throne alongside countless heroes. To embark on the grand mission of deliverance. I have witnessed the distant past, where the blazing sun once etched the footprints of humanity. The children of humanity known as the Chrysos heirs have restored the gods' core flames and once more upheld the world. Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey, among which even life itself holds little value. Therefore, we cast even ourselves into the flame, only to inscribe the opening stroke in the poem of creation.
Now we see the full version of this, with nothing redacted.
Of course, this will be a romantic story like none that has come before. You think so too, right?
Of course, it's to be continued. Kind of expected it to end, you
When we
know?
get back, let's not leave March 7th out of the loop. All right.
You never walk alone. But with this, it's kind of sad. Next time around, we will really, finally face Irontomb without any other disturbances. Finally. So how long until then? It will be like another month until we get the story part. Jesus. Good. It's already a bit quite late, but I will check through as I've written. Still though, I do have the time. So, as I've written, what's the new stuff? Got it, let me tell you about the treasured memories of the flame chase journey. Ew. You got messages. Okay. Send us Irene if a successful flame chase recipient. This page of the story comes from the 4,448,128th eternal recurrence. An almost perfect flame chase journey. Imagine if the war to conquer the oceans had not failed. If the Empress of Flame Chase had not fallen, but instead achieved her grand ambition. General, she's in Jeddah, ebbed and flowed through the tavern. The girl, playing chess, yawned and tossed a cream piece onto the board. As agreed, 100,000 balance coins. Yup. No way, a little girl like you? She must be cheating. The candlelight flickers, casting the shadow of a towering opponent in the corner. The musician stops playing the violin, revealing a subtle smile. Seem familiar with proper etiquette, sir? Unfortunately, I know a thing or two about swordplay. The sword loser roared in rage, snatched up a stool and lunged forward. In ensuing chaos, bystanders who got caught in the crossfire joined the brawl with clean laughter. The musician weaved through the crowd like a predatory fish. Of course, no one was usually hurt, as she didn't see any reason to use her real strength here. Only when the tavern floor was littered with bodies did the chess-playing girl finally emerged from behind the sofa, skipping merely towards the counter. Do you understand now? This here is the Princess of Sea Sirens, the nemesis of the Black Tide, the bone-eaten mecha shark, with his position of Euphorius, and I am a loyal chess master. Now prepare our room and meals. The girl glanced from the corner of her eye at the news clipping posted on the counter. It had already yellowed with age. After all, it was from years ago. The headline was brief and to the point. The Flame Chase journey comes to a perfect close. Yes, you won that war called Flame Chase. The nobles pacified the roaring tide of ocean, cleared the scars of earth, followed by strife, death, sky. People united as never before, and the Council of Elders proclaimed that the perfect era crisis had returned once more. However, the era nowhere never came, and the Imperator, along with her loyal gladius, vanished without a trace. No one knows where they are now. Now that they've won all this troublesome money, where to next? I suggest Pathos. They're still starting up the Golden Apple Beauty Pageant again. Apples isn't bad either, with those majestic mountains. We should make it a point to conquer them every now and then. The blue-haired girl brought over a basin of water, washed her hands, then sat down on a chair and broke a loaf of bread in half. I want to take a break for a while. The Sea Siren's priestess stroked her strings through her gloves. I'm ready to write a book. I've already collected quite a few musical phrases. Looks like I'm an ace as a wandering chess master, and here I look forward to your melody, since you're a genuine princess as well as a fake bard. Fires crackled and danced in the earth. The horse-toucher's colognes remain unscathed. The Golden Troun's weaving workshop is a sight to behold, and the 4 dukes carry their duties with honor and revered by all. Yet you and I have kept our identities hidden, as if forgotten by the world. Which law did you modify back then to achieve such prosperity? Firecrackers and dances in the hearth. The silence was only broken when another piece of bread was finished. Like I said, what I want is fairness. The girl leaped down from her chair. They sacrificed for the flame chase, and now they each get their happiness, their fairness. You once pledged loyalty to me, but now I serve as your follower. Isn't that fair too? Yes, that's fair, the princess mumbled, stumbled over the bed, her hair falling down. Madam, my beloved highness, if you have no other commands, I actually have a question of my own. What question? This chair is too tall. I need a footstool. Breeze of Fleetfoot seized gold. Thunder Cyrene. This is I guess those are like short stories of some of like of the demigods of our flame chasers. This page of story comes from the 6,269,299th eternal recurrence, an unexpected inheritance of divine authority. Imagine if it were Zacharias who received the divine authority of lore. Huh? And the swift-footed feline thus ascended to the pinnacle of power. That sounds like a troublesome version, but okay. The Lord Titan Telendophon happened to fall on the spirited day, and the trickster's Titan seized his opportunity to usurp the divine authority. They proclaimed the laws to the world. Gambling. Of course. A ruler wants to expand the territory, put power and land on the bet. The immortals seeking divine authority go roll the dice with the gods. And so the mountains, rivers, cities, and the people of Amphorius all became mere stakes in the game. Overnight, countless aristocrats fell from grace, where nameless figures began to rise to prominence. Among them, the followers of Zagreus became the ancients of the gods, acting with absolute impartiality and neutrality. The followers established gambling houses across different city-states, faithfully executing the law with the authority of the Titan. Among all followers of Zagreus, at the pinnacle stands the demigod known as Wind of Dolus, Cyphera. Legend has it that Cyphera once gambled against Kefali and won everything they bore. After that, Wakama became the world's largest gambling den. Countless gamblers climbed on cloud with the hope in their hearts, trying their luck at winning precious metals, trade, and territories, only to leave disappointed. Cyphera always has the last laugh. People took these words as gospel. On that day, a little blonde girl in tattered gloves knocked on the door of the Dawncloud Casino. Hey Cyphera, wanna make a bet? Despite her misfortune, the girl carried herself with extraordinary grace. Amagalaya, the last noble heir of Akama, have come to reclaim everything that is rightfully mine from your hands. A breeze swept by, and Aglaya knew the curious cat had perked up her ears. She pointed to the bath inside. The water here flows constantly. Let's make a bet about its outlet on whether a golden laurel leaf will flow by within 30 seconds. I bet there will be. The gentle breeze lifted the hem of Aglaya's tattered dress as a giggle was heard. Then I bet it won't happen. Never had blazed a rager, and Cyphera hadn't even shown up. Yet the gamble had already begun. The onlookers at the grand baths held their breath in anticipation. Aglaya slowly lowered herself to sit by the water, as if knowing exactly what was to come. 25 seconds, 24 seconds. A golden laurel leaf appeared in the bath above the water outlet, spinning with the flow, as if still hesitating. 15 seconds. Golden laurel leaf suddenly drifted downstream with the current, quickly approaching the water outlet. 5 seconds. 4 seconds. A sudden gust of wind stirred up the rivets in the lower leaf that was about to fall into the drain, vanished into thin air before everyone's eyes. At the same time, Cyphera appeared in front of Aglaya with a playful smirk. 3 seconds, 2 seconds, 1 second. Aglaya blacked off the golden laurel leaf on her head, the only valuable thing she carried, letting the water from the outlet wash it away. 0 seconds. I win, Aglaya said, with a straight face. What's the point of winning a gamble with no stakes? Cyphera didn't even bother pointing out the girl's cheating. At least you showed up. Tell me, a little girl with nothing to your name, what could you possibly bet against me? I'm not empty-handed. I can bet myself. And what I want, in that same vein, is you. Fair deal, wouldn't you say? Interesting. No reason to refuse, but before we start the proper gamble, you need to dress up properly. You came barefoot? Here, take these boots. Consider them a welcome gift. Then Cyphera scooped up the small girl like picking up a kitten and walked deeper into the baths. Interesting little tales, I guess. Quest from Kremnos, Age of Firearms. Okay. This page of story comes from the 8128th Eternal Recurrence, a wondrous exchange of lives. Imagine if the blonde crown prince of Kremnos had become a sage of the Grove, while the brave heretical scholar had taken part in the Kremnos festival. Oh, is that is that one of like the thing that was referenced in the story? Like Mighty Monster Great Sage? Okay. Mother, I've arrived at the Grove of Epiphany, all is well. Please do not worry. The blonde youth wrote a letter home after meticulously arranging his new living quarters. My fellow companions at the Grove have been very kind to me. However, there's one thing that puzzles me. People often say that there are no words in Castron Gremlin's dictionary. What's that all about? Alas, there is a school in the Grove called Hellcoldifism that focuses on physical training, seeking to discover the self through muscle conditioning. I'm quite drawn to it. I try to remember how my name comes from the Gorgo, the first founder of the city. Legend has it that someone erected a monument in their name while they were still alive. When Gorgo discovered it, the person erased all the text from the stone. The Cragnatsune revealed ancient customs, and since then, only blank stones could tell of great deeds. There's another theory. No descendants believed their achievements could surpass the founders, so none dared inscribe their own deeds. Over generations, they somehow evolved into Cragnatsune being perceived as martial powerhouses who look down on the written word. That's also why I sent you to a study at the Grove. We return to bring the winds of culture revolution to Gremnos. As for which school to choose, Mother supports your decision. His mother wrote back a long, flowing letter. The young man was lost in thought until a cold voice interrupted. Sorry. Wrong. Only now do I understand having no words in a dictionary is the Cragnatsine's true foresight, which attacks only holds back human progress. Next, will you? The blonde youth recognized his classmate, a loner whom none of his companions had ever gotten his name right. Comrade Zagreus, the green-haired youth sneered with displeasure. The young man tugged at his eye patch, his uncovered eye brimming with equal parts mockery, indignation, and arrogance, plus a hint of unfathomable depth. The truth is already in my grasp. Watch as I turn this creep world upside down. The blonde youth unconsciously seized up the hands that held truth. By Cragnatsune standards, with such feeble strength, one couldn't reach any truth to anyone. After all, truth only existed within punching distance. But I've been pursuing my advancements under the Hercules school. Something interesting happened recently. The Grove expelled a student who allegedly attempted to resurrect the dead through alchemy, violating the ban. I find it rather incredible. It appears I've attracted a preliminary draft of the dictionary with this letter. Mother's reply came late. My child, your father has recently restarted a Kremlos festival, but still hasn't found a King's Aegis champion that satisfies him. I don't understand his intentions, but I can smell the fog of war in the air. I received the dictionary and it brings me joy. You know, I've never wanted you to become a puppet of strife. A long time passed. But the Council of Sages will nominate me as the colorfulest sage. I heard that my father, Euripon the King, is gathering warriors to ignite the crisis war, raising arms against the former allies, and will soon attack the Grove of Epiphany. I'm deeply ashamed of this. The Council of Sages has decided to send a letter of peace negotiations. If it can survive the flames of war and reach my father's hands, I implore him to reconsider his military actions. There was no response to the letter. When the Gremlins army finally arrived at the gates, Mighty-Mouse, the Hercules sage, led his fellow scholars to defend against the enemy. At least, he saw with his own eyes the new King's Aegis leading the army, a man with green hair and an eye patch. Though dressed as a Gremlin warrior, Mighty-Mouse recognized him instantly, his former classmate and Zagreus. How? The blonde man was filled with confusion. Was he the one who won the Gremlins festival? With such a frail physique? Has Gremlins really fallen this far? As his hearing his force, the green-haired man twirled his gun while letting out a maniacal laugh. Alchemy has brought custom Gremlins into the age of firearms! Now let's show those old fogies how the King's one-turn kill school is made of. Interesting. Very interesting. Let me take a sip real quick. This page of the story comes from the 80,250,001st Eternal Recurrence, a chance encounter between two solitudes. Imagine if Celiosus, the exiled Daythunder Knight, had met not the innocent winged beast in the wasteland, but rather the Dromus King, who had walked among humans for 100 years. Years later, as she watched Hyacinth, the crisis heir, ascend to the heavens, Celiosus, the Daythunder Dromus Knight, would remember the moment when she was exiled to the surface by her people and her encounter with the Walking Mountain. At the time, Terrox, the Tromus King, had been wandering alone in the mortal realm for nearly a century. He silently watched over the real lives during the Crisis War, occasionally witnessing spectacular sights, like when the radiance of the lands of Fury struck down a floating fortress, raising waves of dust and engulfed buildings. However, on that day, a young girl stumbled out of another fallen fortress. The short jacket was soaked in golden blood, and before losing consciousness, she managed to raise her broken blade with trembling hands at the approaching traumas. Perhaps it was loneliness, perhaps it was the determination in the girl's eyes, or perhaps it was the sight of a life perishing like this was too much. Terox took in the girl named Celiosis. Celiosis was a girl of few words. The only hobby she had was to hone her skills. Among all the Crisis eras that Terox had encountered, none possessed such extraordinary talent as Celiosis. Years later, when Terox sparred with Celiosis and found themselves evenly matched, the beast realized that a skyfolk with golden blood would surely leave a mark in history. However, seeing the stubborn determination buried deep in Celiosis' eyes, Terox began to worry that his exceptional power might bring her not only glory, but perhaps even greater tragedy. One night Celiosis sat atop Terox's head, quietly gazing at the moon that flickered in and out of the clouds, and the floating fortress that appeared as tiny as an ant. After a long silence, Terox finally spoke. We've journeyed together for so long, yet we've never truly had a heart-to-heart. Celiosis, I wish to know your aspiration. The girl tightened her grip on the short blade. I have witnessed hearts fall into the abyss of evil because of absurd beliefs. One day I returned to the fortress of Dome, killed Aquila, and set humanity free. Will killing the god be all that takes to set humanity free? The girl remained quiet, yet stubbornness filling the silence. Celiosis, you've only met those who worship the sky, but I've been to hundreds of city-states. I've witnessed lands of death where entire cities voluntarily set themselves aflame. I've seen city-states that also worship death, practicing austere penance in the ice and snow. They're all the more proofs they're all prisoners of the Titans. If you were like me, born from the bosoms of the Titans, you would understand the Titans are more pure-hearted than humans. They hold neither preferences nor hatred for their creations. They have long since handed over the power to choose our destinies to us. Easy for you to say, what am I supposed to do? Look, kid, I've told you, the choice is in your hands. Dark cloud obscured the moon, and the floating fortress suddenly vanished, as if it too were terrified of the shadowy presence. Then, as the clouds retreated, the fortress was nowhere to be found, where the moon remained unchanged, shining ever brighter in the girl's eyes. Terox, I've made up my mind. I want to go down to the mortal realm, just like you. I serve humanity in the human way. And until then, let the Eye of Twilight cling to life a while longer. The Tromus King responded with a gentle growl. Years later, a warrior goddess emerged in Amphorius. Her name was Celiosis, said to be a descendant of both Sunfolk and Rainfolk. Not only did she possess the strength of 10,000 men, but she was also accompanied by a Tromus as indomitable as a mountain. People regarded her with reverence, bestowing upon her the title Day Thunder Tromus Knight. Around light calendar 3920, the Day Thunder Tromus Knight met with the Imperator in Okama, where she stayed for several days before joining the Flame Chase journey as an auxiliary force. In light calendar 3957, Terra Fox, the Day Thunder Tromus Knight's most important companion, fell in battle during the battle against Georius. In light calendar 3960, the Flame Chase army achieved a costly victory in the expedition against the ocean, with only Celiosis returning alive. The Council of Elders claimed that Celiosis had killed the Imperator and others in an attempt to seize power. She gave no response to this, but swiftly purged this council with lightning-fast brutality. She then supported Aglaea's rise to power in Okama, where humanity ruled itself. Though not a demigod, Celiosis had lived for nearly 1,000 years. Rumors that her old friend Terrarox shared their lifespan with her. Yet unknown to all, after watching the young crisis heir named Tyson ascend the Rainbow Bridge to the sky, the day Thunderdromus Knight, who had fought all her life, passed away while standing atop the Dawn Cloud. Interesting. So those are like 4 what-if stories. Then let's see what new records we unlocked here, or updated records we unlocked. Going way back to the very start with basic info. Okay, but this has been updated for Irontomb. The Lord Ranger that stepped into destruction in a long process of calculations is ascended from the scepter. Still do not know what this symbol was called again. Me 13. Actually, let me double check this. Greek alphabet. Oh no, like Greek alphabet? Yeah, no, it's the alphabet, like Greek letters. It's this one. Oh, it's Delta. Ah, it's Delta. Delta me 13. I only know like the other Delta symbol. That's why I've been getting confused. Okay. Like I only know like Delta as like a triangle. The Irontomb in the cosmos is not a single entity, but a copy of the destruction equation diffused by the scepter. The Irontomb codename was proposed by the IPC and eventually used by Lycus. When exploration reaches this end, Irontomb will descend upon the universe in the form of a headless giant and perform a self-coronation. Drains the path energy of erudition, connecting to news and transforming their calculations into destruction. Containment measures. I don't know, to ensure secrecy, Stellar One contamination must be deployed around the scepter to block any potential interference from the external universe. In addition, use Cragnatsune algebraic expressions and the Memoria encrypted environment to fully contain experimental ribbons and prevent observation by Genius Society member number 4, Polgar Kakamont, who is responsible for the assassinations of like the emperors and such. Titans and Crisis heirs. Electrical signals created from the basis of the 12 factors. The Titans and the Crisis heirs are conjugated constructs mirroring the Eons and the Pathstriders. By laying Crisis heirs inheriting the Titan core flames, the electric signals will iterate and improve through rivalry and inheritance. Logic, authority, distribution between the electrical signals must be clearly defined, serving as divine authority in the experiment. Record update. Destructive actions carried out by the specific electrical signals via the power of the path of destruction will result in a logical loophole in the corresponding path. This phenomenon is consistent with the iterative process. When a logical loophole occurs, a data signal that meets the experimental condition can serve as a substitute. This process is independent of the inheritance of Titans and Crisis heirs. Okay. So. Nikers. Track Worldbearer Primal Mobile Hatred. Note, intracognition is null, responds only to destructive stimuli. Its hatred through the gaze of an unique upon its individual being, proving it has having already become the most perfect factor of destruction. However, it refused to complete the Iron Hour. Through resetting the experiment, it transferred its memories and core flames to its next self, thus creating the eternal recurrence to ensure Irontomb would never hatch from Amphorius. At the end of the 33rd billion, 550,336 recursive loop, it attempted to destroy itself through destruction to create a logical vulnerability in the world-bearing track. It has now been merged by Irontomb. Due to an impact on the Scepter's core layer, the black tide phenomenon in the simulated world has greatly receded. In the 33,550,337 recursive cycle, in response to external stimuli, it used the power of the destruction to destroy Coordinate Cove of Epiphany and caused the Great Tomb of the Nameless Titan to manifest. 30 has still not been like fully written out. We have Triggery, Death. Reason Critique, Lore Dominance, which is fitting. Ocean and Self-Negation is also fitting. Strife and Restraint. Romance and Temperance. Eliosis 252. Track Sky. Primal Mobile Devotion. No, behavioral logic, highly altruistic, lacks overload protection. Okay. This electrical signal tends to identify with survivor environments and actively responds to collective crises, similar to the preservation. In most recursive loops, processes tends towards severe damage. Okay. Hapelodi is 505. Track Passage, Primal Mobile Concord. No, multi-track calculations performed consecutively for a single purpose. Under the influence of the Primal Mobile, the electrical signal automatically splits during its initial phase, with multiple copies exhibiting behavioral patterns similar to the harmony, through mutual understanding, support, and coordination for a common purpose. Behavior generation latency is extremely low. SkioPO365, Track Earth, Primal Mobile Survival. Note, decision-making pattern shows high stability with species continuation as the primary objective. Special electrical signals, influenced by the extrapolation targets, manifest as Saurian dragon-like beast. Highly tolerant and adaptable to destructive stimuli, the behavior of achieving species continuation stimulates the path of permanence. Anomaly log. Forgotten years. Records that are completely missing from Data Me 13's logs, presenting as black spaces in Amphorius history, never returning readable. These anomalies recur sporadically and randomly across recurrences and show signs of increase. Speculated to be related to electrical signals Philia 093 and the invading variables March 7th and Evernight. In the 33,550,337 recursive cycle, all lost records have returned, thanks to Tamamo's upload action at the Great Tomb of the Nameless Titan. Ah. The Great Tomb of the Nameless Titan. The abandoned kernel layer manifested due to the influence of the Remembrance, referred to as the Great Tomb of the Nameless Titan by Evernight. Blah blah blah, Demiurge, blah blah blah, Stellaron. Administrator has deleted related records. Variable March 7th, Evernight infiltrated the Scepter through this route. Access records have been deleted. Okay. Intrusion variables. Nameless from the Astral Express. An external variable that accidentally entered the recursive loop. Also passed right after destruction, they resonated with the 12 factors. In the 33,550,336 recursive cycle, this entity assumed a vacant time track and successfully guided Nikos 496 beyond the intelligence singularity. In the 35,550,337 recursive cycle, this entity assumed a vacant world-bearing track At one point, this entity was imprisoned by Evernight, but successfully neutralized the threat at the end of the recursive cycle, preventing the catastrophic purging of experimental data. Executing override command granted access to Tamamo. I'll be waiting for you in the past. This is definitely a message from Cyrene here. March 7th, Evernight. March 7th, a nameless from the Asterix dress, Pathstrider of the Remembrance. Actually preservation, but hey, at least to a normal form. Also, sure, what was your other thing she walked on? She also had a different path with her version she got on the lawful from the event story. External variable that accidentally enters the recursive loop. Evernight, a high-risk variable distinct from March 7th. Her path chart is anomalous, able to bypass Deceptor's self-check system and even affects the memories of the administrator. In the 33,550,337th recursive loop, she took over the vacant time paths, secretly manipulating the Titan and guiding Tamamo's group to advance Aeronova. Speculated objective: interfere with the Aeronova's progress, clear scepter data, terminate the experiment. At the end of the loop, she voluntarily ended slumber, enabling March 7th to complete a timed trial, reclaiming the future. Note: Oblivion does not mean betrayal, it is the final protection. Dan Hong, a nameless from the Asterix Breath, is Scion of Permanence, an external variable trapped in the recursive loop. In the 33,550,337th recursive loop, he took over the nearly sealed path of Earth. As a fellow Pathstrider of Permanence, they resonated with Scopeo 365, embracing approximately 2.16 million data lifeforms within the core flame, completing the trial of Earth. Observational records. Okay. Hubris 504. In like calendar 3960, Seritia fused with the Ultimate Protocol and submitted an internal command marking ID Lycos as a malicious visitor and freezing approximately 60% of special permissions for ID Lycos. According to Administrator Security Protocol, Lycos self-defense permissions were retained, and the remaining frozen permissions were gradually stored. Subsequently, Seritia rewrote the Ultimate Protocol at a cost of ceasing to respond itself. If the Aeronova's progress becomes abnormal, ignore all variables, terminate extrapolation, and wait for Irontomb to form. Additionally, temporarily grant access permission to Herder and crew. Scopeo 365. Terox took no offensive actions. After Light Calendar 3961, the entity became untraceable. During the final phase of this recursive loop, Terox was briefly detected. Theory, its data was concealed by Evernight. Through Kashlana's indiscriminate assault on a grove, Terox managed to destroy itself via the destruction, creating a logic anomaly in the off-track. When Terox vanished, its core flame contained signal patterns of 2.16 million organic entities. Empire Kaya 216. Casserus launched multiple frontal attacks against Lycos. It attempted to use collision detection to make Lycos cease to respond, but to no avail. In Light Calendar 4253, Casserus ascended to Demigod. Its mobility permissions were removed and became fused with the coordinate Neverrealm. At the end of that recursive loop, Casserus, through resonance with destruction, perceived the lost Tamamo during her slumber and shielded their memories from the erosion of the data stream. Skimmer 721. No direct attacks from Anaxagoras were detected. It is suspected to have taken over actions. Taken other actions. Night Calendar 4534, an Exagerus transmuted itself into a high-density data fusion entity, submitting multiple target commands via an internal hacking protocol, thus taking effect. Like mobility permissions were removed. After the directives took effect, an Exagerus can no longer be located. During the final phase of the recursive loop, an Exagerus was detected hiding within Lycus's data entity. Shortly after an Exagerus, electric signals were analyzed and stripped by Lycus and now been reloaded into the buffer. Aboria 432. Electra had launched multiple attacks against Lycus, but with minimal success. In Night Calendar 3960, Electra became a demigod. Its mobility permissions were removed and it was fused into the coordinate Styxia. After Night Calendar 4534, Electra continuously submitted internal commands to uninstall ID likeness cognitive module. These commands violated the administrative security protocols and were denied. Long after, Electra's calculation pathway was overloaded and it entered dormancy. In the final phase of the recursive loop, Electra remained in the world, turbulent with Memoria to guide Danhang on his return to Emphorius. Error, no administrative response. Multiple anomalies were recorded after the system self-check. No response received after feedback transmitted ID Lycus. Record 1. Unknown unit, Evernight, retrieval anomaly, coordinate, growth of epiphany, path chart, anomalous, initiating priority scan. Hypothesis, unknown ended unit possesses unauthorized access, high level data erasure. Warning, related records undergoing unauthorized deletion. ID Lycus has been warned. Anomalous data is not responding. Unknown unit untraceable. Anomalous data record restored. I'm guessing the anomalous path chart, which is referring to the Enigmata. Record 5. Unknown entity Evernight. Scan anomaly detected. Path energy showing dangerous fluctuations. According to the new clause in the Ultimate Protocol, if this unknown entity remains active, the system will determine Noah's progress as anomalous and initiate Deceptor's full-range purge program. Warning issue to ID Lycus. Administrator not responding. Interesting. And now we got these stories to still go through. Let's load another Nameless Recollections into this. And I would say let's start with Cerritos and do her final chapter.
Who will win? The fanatical followers of the Eon of Erudition, or the audacious plots of the monarch playing against heaven? The Atavissearch Forest's monkey creatures, the steel soldiers reviving the Emperor, that Theoros' visage of arrogance. On her chessboard, all faded to null.
In the name of Emphorius, I will grant freedom to blind faith.
The monarch stood before the inorganic throne, driving the scepter into the Emperor's vacant gaze. Even the gods beyond the sky shall crumble like the Titans, as she swears to seize the glory of conquering the stars. Who will win? The immortal faithfuls of the Eon of Abundance, or the storms dancing between the chess master's fingertips? The pawns slay the birds, the horses trample the wolves, the chariots smash the trees, and the queen severs the head of pestilence.
In the name of Emphorius, I will grant immortality eternal rest.
the Xianzhou lays forth the ocean's tribute, which the monarch grants to her loyal Gladius. And upon that night's sorrow-marked visage appears a smile, precious and rare.
Why is Ritter being put like in context with
who will win?
The abundance now.
The raging waves of war from the eon of destruction, or the sharp blades of the Empress that has never tasted defeat. Even in the face of the power that swallows the stars, neither monarch nor subject faltered. They would prove their golden blood outshines the lifeblood of the gods themselves.
In the name of Amphorius, I will grant destruction to the destruction.
The monarch's core flame supplants the flames of annihilation. Soldiers drink deep of the golden blood of the blemished one. She has slain the wellspring of tragedy, once again usurping destiny's crown. Who will win? The light of the esteemed gods beyond the sky, or the core flame lighting up the world in the Imperator's heart? The fury of the stars surges headlong, boiling at the edge of the galactic empire. Mighty factions thrust into her realm, yearning to seize back the splendor of old.
In the name of Amphorius.
Stellar winds scatter the enemy's remaining ashes as golden blood once again congeals into familiar epitaphs. The master of the infinite cosmos lifts the edict high, declaring to her boundless, ceaseless realm,
I shall conquer the heavens, and all stars shall submit.
This is like what if she actually was like able to...
Chuckling, the Imperator tosses her final pawn, her previous delusions withering away during the game. She wiped off the formations that were purely imaginary and caught a glimpse of rust blooming upon the throne. On the night before the monarch faced fate, she left behind a grand dream of conquering the stars. In time, she shall become but a humble pawn, so that this grand illusion retains a sliver of truth.
Ah, okay, now I understand.
This world's game is nearing its conclusion, but in the distant future,
for the raging and burning ambition, for the flame chase through 30 million creations, for the Imperator's realm and all her citizens. Who will win?
I will win. Amphorius will win.
We'll definitely see it as froze, so Amphorius will win. I wanna promise Zeruda that much at least. And let's finish up our silence.
Having beheld the monarch's gift, she completed her demigod's destiny. The tides within her heart recede, and her requiem draws near. A sliver of light fell from a crack on the cave's ceiling. A blazing ray pierces the surface of the sea. An aching urge to chase the light wells within her, and with a flick of her tail, she drifts toward the breach. In the deep sea, 1,000 years passed, The sea siren once swam to the shore with unwavering will. Fish gathered in silent procession to escort the princess to her final rest. The moment she leapt free from the water, she felt the waves stirred by peals of laughter. Mirages of her friends shimmered and faded, and songs of joy rang out from the shore, just as she had wished. Dux Forgoris sliced the Dromus flank with a time-worn edge. Dux Brumalis cast an icy chalice, steaming with the breath of frost. Dux Halcolithist brimmed her vessel with honey brew, while Dux Carminum unfurled a scroll of new verse.
At last, you have arrived, our belated musician.
The gold weaver's silver needles hover in the air, weaving beautiful outfits for her. Electra accepts the gift that does not exist, as salty water wets her new attire. She knows this is not reality. Just like the world she loves, mere foam in the sea of stars.
Even so.
She drank down the aurora lights in the cup, as intoxication flew from her fingers into music and song. In the drunkenness granted by her mother, in the dream granted by that drunkenness, in the feast granted by that dream.
I, too, shall have my fill of feasts.
Now sober, she begins one last song. The musician plucks her strings in the spring, and the waltzing hem stirs the water into waves, revealing memories in throngs. She sings of the once awakened Titan, how the princess accompanied the queen to swim in azure waves. She sings of the confident and dashing monarch, of loyal knights who marched with the Imperator to seize the solemn states. She sang of the one destined by heaven's will, of demigods who bore 1,000 years of watch for the hero. She sang of that little gray fry, and how the Gladius defended the Deliverer from Apocalypse's storms. She sang of herself, a cup made of fish bones, ever waiting for someone to banish the nihility within it, pouring the honey brew of fate for her to the brim. She sang until her voice turned hoarse, and the spirit water she held was no more. The honey brew ran out, the final notes dispersed, and the feast of fantasy shattered in turn. Before the deadly quiet seashore, she gave one final smile, then faded into sea foam.
To the fish from beyond the sky, we shall sink into the past.
For she had glimpsed the sky beyond the cave, and chose to believe in the promised future, embracing a hope as fragile as mist.
You
must carry the new sun and swim toward the distant horizon.
we're getting all chapters for Terra Rocks already. Jesus. This'll take a while.
Another century of the Chrysos War. Rust, wails, and the blood of living souls seep into the earth, into the giant dragon's decaying bones and flesh. The trembling bedrock is the giant dragon's eyes. They see dromuses reduced to laborers and food. Mythical beasts turned into weapons of war. War and flames extinguish all their siblings. Yet the giant dragon is powerless, left only with bitter silence and memories filled with guilt. For Earth's trial is to bear the anguish of every living being that walks its surface. Upon the edge of doomsday, the giant dragon's will lays shattered, its scales broken. What greeted them is not a flower-covered era nova, but a long-fallen black sword.
Though we are strangers, please surrender the core flame for the dawn.
Dawn? Dawn? If this puppet of destruction yearns for dawn, then what awaits at the end of the flame chase? The torment of the black tide, the sacrifice of their kin. Is it an undeserved destiny? Or merely futile lament?
Won't accept this.
The twisted rocks rise like a roaring tide. Yet the Swordmaster shows no fear, merely sighs, as if long accustomed to such sights. The rusted joints are shattered one by one. The cracked husk peels away, spilling golden blood. The earthquake that engulfs Amphorius lasts for 3 days and nights. In its final moments of defiance, the giant dragon suddenly realizes this flame chase is nothing but the kindling of self-pity, the breeding ground for calamity. Yet, Earth's end is not dimmed by the shadow of the dark blade. In that special recurrence, the blazing sun extinguishes itself to set the destruction of flame. At that time, as the giant dragon sinks into the earth, still chewing on the pain of betrayal, it hears the footsteps of Evernight.
I need a helper to watch over time until the very end.
Evernight waves her sleeve, bathing the giant dragon in a memoria tide. And so, the giant dragon sees the past and present of Earth, and understands that the starry sky is forever out of reach. The 33,550,337th eternal recurrence. The demigod Terravox feigns their fall, using the tides of memories to dilute their existence, forging an arc with Earth's core flame. In that 1,000 years of defiance, Heroes of golden blood meet their tragic end, while the giant dragon remains deaf to their plight, only silently gathering their exiled kin. The pact with Evernight is simple. Time would erase the pain of Earth and cradle it in peaceful slumber among its own. And Earth shall become Time's ally, for it alone can keep watch until the end of the world.
Oh. It makes an honey appear in it. Interesting.
The flame-chasing heroes once scorned the giant dragon, for they refused to crush any foe beneath their feet.
A foolish earth beast.
A heretic who refuses to serve the flame chase.
After staying for several days, the giant dragon bids farewell to the Imperator.
The flame chase is a glory that belongs only to the children of humanity.
You are a benevolent beast. I had no intention of keeping you captive. A decree to protect innocent lives is about to be issued. All I ask is that you lend a hand to the flame chase in the future.
Losses are a constant on the flame chase journey. Yet the giant dragon remembers their creator's command. After leaving the Imperator's capital, the giant dragon shelters small beasts upon its back, only to be hunted by city-states hungry for meat. Arrows pour down like rain, unable to pierce the giant dragon's skin, yet cause the creatures on their back to wail and fall. Until a mighty force of reinforcements brings this tragedy to an end. They raised a shield wall for the giant dragon, then marched forth and crushed that city-state.
The mountain dwellers are not a warlike people. Who are you?
The leading knight answered loudly.
Oh.
I am Mountain Breaker, Geocles.
All the world
Wait,
knows
so that happened
that
after they met the
protecting
Imperator?
all of Earth's creations
Interesting.
is the creed of the Dromas Legion. The world also knows the Dromas Legion is ever victorious. The giant dragon under the Mountain Breaker is silent, yet unstoppable.
Endurance does not help with survival.
Mountain Breaker always speaks of his friend this way, while the giant dragon only responds with a low growl. Soon after, when word came that the flame-chasing army targeted Earth, the Dromas riders set forth in full force, all to protect their creator. On the eve of the march, the giant dragon receives a secret message.
Your one and only flame chase must be to slay your creator, and then fight to survive.
Records state, in the Battle of the Abyss, the Dromas riders were broken after Terravox's betrayal. The Mountain Breaker shed his armor and fell from the cliffs to his end. Earth carved the memories of the betrayal into its strata, until Evernight would leaf through them.
Oh, Earth. time is willing to wash away that pain of betrayal.
As a memo sprite, the mighty mountain breaker reunites with the giant dragon. His voice trembles in a whisper.
That couldn't have been your choice.
The giant dragon only responds with a low growl. The giant dragon and their comrade dwell in the abyss for 1,000 years, until the Azure dragon returns from among the stars, stirring up the dust of destiny.
He is one of our kind.
The giant dragon lifts their eyelids, gazing at the azure-colored long scion, knowing that dragon's body bears the sworn duty of protection. But in Mountain Breaker's eyes, there is only resolute determination.
That is the permanence.
The permanence can heal the divine form of the giant dragon. The permanence can guide life past its end. At the edge of the world, watching their comrade's silhouette fade away, the dying giant dragon shakes its head and sighs.
The permanence is not a panacea, but rather a bridge.
Interesting way to put it, what the permanence is. Which that should be about yeah.
Years later, gazing up at the vast starry night sky, I often ponder, what does the permanence truly mean? The countless souls entrusted by Terravox still surge within my chest, like an eternally burning furnace. I once thought about finding them a home, and tried to communicate with them in my heart.
Oh?
And yet, the living beings of this world, they are now inseparable from me. As if from the very beginning, they were a branch of my own bloodline.
Inseparable?
After I told everyone, a heated discussion broke out in the express car.
Will you turn into a little chimera and snuggle up in our arms?
March 7th lets her imagination run wild.
Maybe
Nice one.
he'll become a baby seal.
A magical beast would be fine too. I've always wanted to see that species.
These are the reassuring words from Himiko and Mr. Yang.
Reassuring, quote unquote.
No matter what he becomes, Dan Heng will always be Dan Heng.
His words are unusually poetic.
But if you become a Dromus, you absolutely must let me feed you red soil.
Don't you even think about it.
Okay. What?
Sometimes I have dreams like this.
Why is this one so
Countless
silly?
beings flee alongside me. Behind us, black floods blot out the sky as if to devour all signs of life. In our darkest hour, the living beings form a bridge of dragons, and I lead them limping towards the starry sky. At the end of the vast procession, a lone giant dragon comes to a halt, watching us depart into the distance.
The children of Earth will always find their own path. Thank you for being their bridge.
Something stirs within me at the moment of awakening. Perhaps the legacy of the permanence lies not in recreating flesh, nor in the merging of bloodlines. One day, while browsing through the databank, I noticed an update on the universe's animal species.
Oh?
In an ocean-covered planet, a new species of seals evolved, with a penchant for bumping into things. On a barren desert wasteland, evolved a herd of red soil-craving beasts. Many familiar silhouettes are now active in the cosmic ecosystem, yet they are not my old Amphorian friends. This is their rebirth. This is life's way forward.
Interesting.
Perhaps, just as Terravox wished, I've become a bridge bearing the weight of their life. They once shattered the battle formation of the mountain dwellers, tore open Giorios' chest, swallowed the core flame, only to resolutely pass it on. Creation will always betray its creator, just as witnessed at the dawn of civilization. Frail beings betrayed the dark tides, climbing onto land, ascending the branches high, finally betraying their home and gazing upon the stars. The furnace in my chest still pulses. In the gaps between the heated torrents, I sometimes find myself in a daze, catching glimpses of that colossal figure in the cosmos's cracks. It was a giant dragon named the Permanence.
So this is kind of like already a bit of a preview what's happening with like the Soul Sea carried on. Like that these species will start eventually popping up on different planets on their own. Now that it like carried their quote-unquote data information into the universe at large. Kind of what it sounded like to me. Are we also finishing up this one then? Yeah, we're finishing up all of these chapters, so we won't have to like we're done with the Saga of Heroes really after this. There's nothing more after this. Interesting. In the chapters are the Encho notes, Bellabog notes, and Express notes. Curious.
Before arriving at Amphorius, our last stop was Dan Heng's homeland, a place called Xianzhou.
Xianzhou is just a general term. This starship is called the Lo Fu.
I had some wonderful times there practicing swordplay.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
By the way, which is stronger, the bow or the sword?
I'd say the sword. It can cleave a mountain in half.
You've been watching too many Immersia.
I've been working my butt off just to avoid using a bow.
Come on, let's become weapon masters together.
To master a skill, one must first find a mentor. And I ended up with 2 of them. So, sometimes I run laps, sometimes I lift weights, and sometimes I do both at the same time. Looking back now, those days were really fulfilling.
No pain, no gain, am I right?
Between sword practice sessions, I occasionally hit up the food stalls in Arum Alley to recharge with some delicious eats. Oh, Master Yun Li was right. These berry pheasant skewers are absolutely delicious.
They look nice.
Hard work pays off. This girl's been up at the crack of dawn every day, and finally defeated countless formidable foes.
I can testify. March really did defeat countless training dummies.
Those wooden dummies aren't exactly easy to break. It takes real skill.
I'm guessing all of these notes will be quite silly.
Needs a villain. And when it comes to the great heroine March 7th's nemesis, it's definitely gotta be Scott.
Oh yeah.
Rather than a freight skiff, maybe an IPC eco ship would suit him better.
Ugh, why?
After all, he's got a knack for talking like animals.
Because we make him, but okay.
During the decisive battle, I defeated Scott with my epic move, Star Shatter Shard Supreme.
Did you actually master that move?
Well, naming moves doesn't cost anything. There's still some space left, and I just happened to find a nice photo.
Well, the floor is yours, Master Dan Heng.
Don't be ridiculous. It's clearly Dan Heng's brother here.
As I thought, March has some hidden powers there too.
Okay, I'm guessing all of these also be kind of silly. Bellabog notes. What do we have
In memory
here?
of our first trailblaze together. The three of us.
Our wanted posters of all things.
On average, we got a wanted poster for every 3 planets we visited.
Good score, I would say.
I could have used my hidden powers back then. They wouldn't have dared to draw me this ugly. Playing hide and seek with Hook was fun. Those kids under her command have quite the hidden talent.
When both players in hide and seek are experts, it will turn into a contest of who can last longer without food.
Kind of.
On the day the overworld and underworld were connected, I too took the first cable car. The seats were so hard that day, my butt was killing me.
Let me teach you a trick. Just keep standing instead.
Then how can you even call that sitting in a cable car? For the sake of walking smoothly towards tomorrow, we sealed away the truth of the decisive battle, along with our memories, in a box.
Bronia's pretty, so...
The juice that day was delicious. I want to drink it again.
Ugh, that's Jim Roger bread soda.
And what's with that March 7th themed blue and pink color in there?
That's just food coloring.
Hey, you two! Don't ruin the nostalgic mood! Visiting Urillo again for the Soulworm Festival, I put on some pretty clothes specially for the occasion. Oh, look! Don't I look like a princess?
So that's how you've seen yourself all this time.
Do we actually have
to
this
change
as
my
an outfit
clothes
for
and
now?
become a devil too.
I don't think so, right? Because this dress looks actually really good.
Little ice bear. A sweet little Snow White ice bear. I wonder if it's found any friends yet.
Maybe.
I think I saw it in Penacony. Hey, why don't we turn it into a universal social media star?
That niche is already dominated by trotters.
Fair. They didn't need
Big
us to
guy
win
who
a
once
shoulders.
raised his fists against us is now the hope for Bellabog's revival.
Mr. Yang was practically drooling watching that.
Too bad he wasn't there that time.
Not necessarily.
By next time we visit Urillo, will it have turned into an ocean planet?
Then wouldn't those polar bears have to be renamed water bears?
The data shows that Urillo's environment is slowly recovering, but the ice shouldn't melt too quickly.
Time to remove those floaties from the shopping cart.
Why are we only getting these commentaries now? I really would like to see more of this, like, playful banter between them, and just like the story itself. I really would love to just have like a bit more friendly kind of banter interaction between characters in general. Usually when you like in the story, the only interactions are like serious and for the story, but you don't have like this casual banter there. And even in like the event stories, it isn't that often, despite for like the really minor events, which are just primarily Diamond City, but I kind of would have liked it more if it's like in the context of like the story itself, more like you do it in like they do it in Kiseki, where I really love like the character interactions there. I need my Oliver in this game, which randomly pulls out a loot, does the stupidest and most funniest song, which actually has like actually good lyrics, and then just gets like knocked with a bow staff through half of a Terran because it did some stupid comment and actually deserved it. But hey.
I heard I was once frozen in this ice block, drifting all over the universe.
Oh, that's one way to go on a cosmic hitchhike.
If the conductor hadn't hit the brakes back then, I probably would have punched a hole right through the car, huh?
Stop being dramatic. The Express was the one that actively scooped you up.
I remember there was some six-phased ice left after it melted. I used it to make a little model.
Oh, yeah?
Mr. Yang explained that it's called a figure, and then made me watch anime with him all night.
That's the highest honor he can bestow.
Well, I want a figurine too.
I love you, Mr. Yang. Spread the love of anime
Every
everywhere.
morning, the Express crew has breakfast together, but they're not always on time. I can't help it. I'm still sleepy.
Next time, get up earlier and set an alarm.
People who can get up right as soon as their alarm goes off are terrifying.
True,
This
they are
kind of
terrifying.
person is capable of anything. My camera's full of pom-poms photos. It's so much fun dressing up the conductor.
Pom-Pom used to have a turtleneck uniform, but they rarely wear it after March came.
Why is that?
I love my room so much. I tidy it up every single day.
Looking at it now, that photo wall must be the power of memories.
By the way, I've been meaning to ask. Where's the wardrobe?
Take a guess.
Good question,
I
though.
remember Taikian, my most trailblazy of trailblazes. That grand debut cost me quite a few credits.
So, what exactly happened?
I saw a ball by the road, so I just casually kicked it.
And then, bam! It flew right into the ceiling, through the venue.
And scored 100 points, too! We'll travel together forever and ever.
That line sounds familiar.
Memories weave the past, bit by bit. They stretch long behind me, like shadows on the path I've walked. I wonder, what stories will the future me create?
Also, what I'm also still remembering right now, we did get more lore about March 7th in the story chapter, of course. But we still didn't really learn that much about her past in the end. We just know that, like, ever since back then, she had this power of oblivion, or the power of enigmata inside of her. Like, it's that Evernight exists inside of her is nothing new in Forest. We have seen her before. Just not as Evernight, or she actively called her Evernight. So there's actually still a backstory for her left. And that it was clear that the backstory that was connected to the remembrance in somewhere was also clear, with especially ever since we saw the intermission story chapter with our good old Knight of Beauty. Why am I so bad at remembering the names at some point? You know who I mean. But other than that, we don't really know more. We just know, okay, she had this power of oblivion. And whatever the power of oblivion was tried to use for back in the past, it was part of like Fuli's scheme. And apparently she trapped herself in the six-faced eyes on her own. And cut off her own memory and like caused her amnesia herself to get away from Fuli's blood, whatever it is, using her oblivion power. So I think with Emphorius, our bloodline with remembrance and what like Fuli is trying to do will not be completed yet. There will still be more coming to this, definitely. But hey, we composed all of the sagas. You're done with that. This is done. And with this done, we can only wait for literally, if I look at the time, a month until we can finally fight Irontomb and finally clear off the Emphorius chapter, because at this point I don't feel like if they would like not give us the Irontomb fight and the finale for Emphorius next time, then they're just like trying to pad the story. It's at this point it feels like nope, we're quite at the end of it, and that like Cyrene is getting her actually like fighting form, or actually like character we can actually pull for into new form. Kind of also points to the like it being a finale. Especially since she is like the Elysia stand-in, and if you see like the Flame Chase journey played out in Honkai Break 3rd, everything points to the next chapter being like the Irontomb fight and the finale of Emphorius. And I really wanna see that. So yeah, we will be seeing each other then in about a month when that's going to be going down. Maybe we see each other earlier when there's more coming in between first. But yeah, at least when it comes to Star Rail, we'll be seeing each other again in a month. And then wait with me for the next story chapter. I hope you enjoyed it. Leave feedback for it. And we will be seeing each other next time. And then, and bye bye.